Going live. You're live! Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be testing NieR Replicant version 1.2244744x7139 ... or as I'll call it, NieR Replicant 2021. It's just a little bit easier. How are you guys doing? Thanks first of all to Square Enix for providing a copy of the game. I received the copy just now. I had to download the game. It was like 18.5 gigabytes. So yeah, I didn't get early access, but at least I got a copy of the game, so thanks to them for sponsoring this video. That won't change what I think about the game. Everything you'll see will be my complete honesty. How are you guys doing? This will be on the 1050 Ti, 750 Ti, 570 and 1650 Super, and the GT 1030 as well. You might need to cap the FPS at 60 because on PC it seems to run about that speed. Yeah, I heard about everything, including the FPS thing over 60, and I did speeds up. We'll try that out. Also, I heard that if you disconnect your controller while playing, you have a lot of stutter, so we're going to try that out as well. So patience. How's it going? So, okay, so here's the options menu. It seems more complete than Automata so far. 1080p here. Anti-aliasing on, doesn't seem to be MSAA, texture filtering, shadows from low to high, ambient occlusion on rough. In Automata, it was ambient occlusion was bundled in with TAA, I think, or SMAA. Then reflections on rough, LOD on high. Performance mode, this seems to be some sort of dynamic resolution, which I wasn't expecting to see, so we might try that out as well. So yeah, that's basically the options menu. I was expecting a lot less, if I'm honest, so let's get straight into the game. So while I'm playing, I'm going to try connecting a controller and then disconnecting it. Oh, I'm using a 1050 Ti, sorry guys, I forgot to put that over my head. Alright, let's play on normal. Let's be good with ourselves. My name, I'm Santiago. Say your name as Santiago? Yes! Please! Yeah, it seems to be capped at 60. Maybe it has some Vsync thing going on. We're going to disable it from the NVIDIA control panel. As always, we're skipping everything. Okay, press... click to attack, control to defend. Oh man.
Get away, you freaks!
Okay, yeah, it seems to be hard lock at 55, 54. That's pretty odd. Let's turn on the controller. Let's see if it stutters when I turn it on. Okay, turn the controller on. Yeah, it does happen. Look at that. The controller turned on, and look at that frame time. Holy hell. That's insane. But now it seems to have stabilized. Yeah, it just freezes for a few seconds. Let's turn the controller. Oh, sorry. There's also cursor on screen. That's not good. Let's hide the cursor at the side of the screen. Let's turn off the controller. I'm going to disconnect my Bluetooth dongle. Yeah, same happens when I disconnect my controller. So yeah, pretty odd. Odd behavior. But it fixes itself a few seconds later. I don't think this is a huge issue, but it's noticeable. I mean, I connected my controller again. Look at that. Look at that frame time. So odd. But then it stabilizes. So make sure that your controller has charge all the time. And that's about it. As you can see, guys, it's not maxing out the GPU, and the FPS are between 50 and 55. Not sure why. I'm thinking this is some forced Vsync that is going on. So we're going to disable it using the NVIDIA control panel. So yeah, let's quit out of the game. So Alt F4. No, Alt F4 is not working. Okay, fair enough, I guess. Let's force close the game. Hang on. Oh, here. Quit game. Yes, please. Yeah, so far it's running better than Automata, but I haven't went into an open spot yet. So guys, what I'm trying to find out now is that if I can unlock the frame rate by disabling Vsync from the drivers. So Vsync, let's put it on off. So it's completely disabled, the Vsync. Let's see if that works. Okay. Back into the game now. Let's give it a shot. GPU isn't maxing out. No, it seems to have some... Hang on. Yeah. I know Steam. I know I shouldn't use DS for Windows, but I'm doing it anyways. Okay, it started in windowed mode. Pretty odd. That's fine, I guess. Okay, it seems to be unlocked now because my... Yeah. For some reason it started in full screen, so we're going for windowed and then full screen again. That's super annoying. Anyways. Okay, so full screen. And as you can see now, the frame rate is unlocked. It was at 60 in the menu. Now it's unlocked. So this is 1080p high plus Vsync of via NVIDIA panel. So guys, by default, the game seems to force Vsync on you. In order to make it, to unlock it, you need to go to the NVIDIA control panel. So keep that in mind. But as you can probably see, when I move the options, they move super quickly. So maybe the game speed is affected by the frame rate. Alt Enter didn't work. I tried it. Sorry. But yeah. Anyways, let's get back into the game. Let's see now if the game speed is affected. Also, there's a cursor on screen despite me using a controller. So make sure to put the cursor at the side. So yeah, let's see how it runs. Alright, first impressions not great. But we'll see if it runs well at least. And as you can see again, the cursor in the middle of the screen. Alright. Yeah, despite the Vsync being disabled by the NVIDIA control panel, we're still between 50 and 55. So it's not fully maxing out the GPU for some reason. So yeah, not sure if that has to do with the engine or with the CPU usage or something like that. So yeah, so far not looking great. But at least it's over 50 at the moment on the highest settings. We're going to try lowering the settings in a second. Yeah, it's kind of sad. Yeah, I agree. Okay, let's use the hand. Yeah, hang on guys. I'm going to lower the settings. Let's see what happens. So we go to screen. Let's go for low. And let's see if that fixes the issue. There's sometimes an option that kills performance, who knows. I'm being a little bit optimistic.
I won't let anyone hurt Yona.
Okay. Over 60 now. Although it's still dropping below 60. And the GPU is not maxed out. Yeah, something is definitely up. Something is not right. So yeah, force Vsync, make sure to disable it with the NVIDIA control panel, maybe use fast sync instead. And then if you, for some reason on high I was getting like 10 FPS less, but I'm still not fully utilizing the GPU. So probably the game just wants you to run it at 60. And I'm not sure about the game speed because I'm not super fast by a lot over 60, so I cannot really confirm that as of yet. Let's try the performance mode. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't seem to change much at all. It does seem to have a lower resolution now. So anyways, let's try medium. And let's stay on medium. So we have some consistency going on. So we go for medium, we max out the anisotropic filtering, and that's basically it. So yeah, let's see how that goes. So we stay on medium for a while, and we'll see. Oh yeah, 900p, I forgot there's lower resolutions. Hang on, I'm going to do 720p to have the highest frame rate that we can. So we do 720 super quickly to see if the game speeds up with what's the name of this? With the frame rate. And the cursor on screen. Yeah, it does seem to speed up. But I'm not sure if that's the animation. Yeah, I'm not sure if the game is going faster. Hang on. I'm going to try locking the frame rate to 30. And we'll see if that makes the game go slower. Slower in a way that the game speed is slower. We'll see. That's what some reviewers said. Let's lock it to 60. So lock to 60 now. Okay, 60. And if I unlock the frame rate, yeah, definitely. So guys, as you can probably see, the game speed is locked to is tied to the frame rate. If I lock it to 60, the game runs okay. But if I unlock the frame rate, boom, runs faster. So definitely consider locking the frame rate to 60. If you have a 144Hz display, sorry to disappoint you. Look at that. 60 frames, it runs normal. I unlock the frame rate and it starts running fast. So yeah, game is designed for 60. So sorry guys, I'm locking it to 60. So let me pause the game. And we're going to change this to Vsync off via NVIDIA panel and 60 FPS log. Game speed affected. This is a little too long of a text, but I'll keep it on the screen. So that's what I'm doing, guys. Advice, lock it to 60 with Riva Tuner statistics servers. Then disable Vsync on the NVIDIA control panel and lock it to 60. One other thing, make sure your controller never gets disconnected, because this will happen. Look at the frame time. If I disconnect my controller, that happens for a few seconds. And it fixes itself a few seconds after. This is 720p, sorry, 720. This is 720. We're doing 1080p again. So yeah, when you connect your controller, this happens again. So yeah, anyways, with that out of the way, I'm going to put it on high now, stay on high for a bit, and then we'll see how we can tweak it. But yeah, so far, not good news. Let's see how performance is at least. So this is 1080p high. But so far I'm pretty disappointed. I was expecting a lot more. You can enable fast sync. Yeah, I could. That's a good idea. But I'm going to try it out later. Alright, yeah. Okay, I'll lock it to 60. But the game still does not fully utilize the GPU for some reason. That's pretty odd. When I crank up those settings, I might try lowering some other settings to see which one is killing the frame rate despite having a lot of GPU power to spare. What Crimson said, game speed. Oh, sorry. Sorry for the typo, guys. Thanks. So yeah, there we go. So you guys, as you guys can see, yeah, the game forces Vsync on you, and the game speed is affected if you go over 60 frames. So lock it to 60, disable Vsync, or use fast sync on the NVIDIA control panel, and that'll be about it. That will be my advice. Dark Execution. So yeah, so far not a great PC port. It has a lot of missing stuff. The forced Vsync and the game speed tied to the frame rate, well, that's the first bad thing you have to think about. So hopefully someone releases a mod or something considering that they never fixed NieR Automata on Steam. They're doing it. According to them, they're working on a patch. That's still super disappointing. Evasive roll. Okay, is this Dark Souls? Yeah, at least the game is playable, yeah. I mean, on Automata I was getting crashes as well, so... But still, you're paying for this. It's not like they are giving it to us for free. If you're paying full price for something, you expect it to work properly. But yeah, at least we can play the game, yeah. Agreed. Still, quality is important. Caldian, where are you? We need you. Yeah, exactly. Alright. Let me pause the game for a second. We're going to try seeing which option is the one that kills the performance. Despite having the highest GPU usage, the highest good GPU usage. Okay, LOD on low, let's see if that helps. Apparently not. Okay, what else? Ambient occlusion, let's try disabling that. Okay, that improved performance a little bit. Reflections off. That did nothing. Let's try shadows. Shadows are usually a big killer. Okay, shadows on low helped. Anti-aliasing. Which anti-aliasing is this? TAA probably. Okay, pretty odd. It's not going anywhere higher. Anyways, let's try no ambient occlusion and shadows on low. Let's see how that goes. So high plus low shadows, shadows and no AO. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, for some reason, alright, hang on. Okay, lock to 60, is it? There we go. Oh, hang on. Now we're locked to 60. Yeah, sometimes the keys... Okay, now it's at 60 at least. So let's see for how long we can maintain that. We're trying the optimal settings now. Hope this gun is optimized well. Well, it's Unreal Engine 4, so I'm looking forward to that one. That one is probably going to be fine. Yeah, I mean, guys, look at that. The GPU usage is not maxed out, and we're still dropping below 60 when effects show up. Yeah, pretty odd. Anyways, we'll see once we get into the open world. That's going to be interesting. Yeah, 60 FPS on PS4, and I think it's 900p on that one. Oh, I have this like an automata, okay. That's more familiar. Instead of a robot, I have a magical book. Okay, anybody else? Oh, cursor on screen. Ooh, that's annoying. Yeah, probably CPU side, but if I lower the resolution, it doesn't happen. If I lower it to 720p, it's okay. Although, considering the requirements say that if you have a 1050 Ti, you can do 720p 60, and so far that seems to be the case. So yeah, at least the requirements appear to be accurate. So yeah, we'll see, we'll see. The thing is, when effects show up, they just wreck the frame rate despite the GPU not being maxed. So maybe it has to do with the CPU, but the CPU is not maxed out either, so that's pretty weird. An upgrade, not a remaster. They didn't touch the engine's physics code. Oh, that's interesting. So they increased the graphics and maintained the same engine as the PS3 era. Am I getting that right? Okay, boss fights. If that's the case, it kind of makes sense, but it still is odd. I guess it's cheaper to keep the same engine and upgrade the graphics, although you run into some issues like the physics being tied to the frame rate. But still, the game does look good. It's not groundbreaking, but in comparison to the PS3 game, it does look a lot better. Does it have the Nuvo? As far as I know, it does. It does have the Nuvo DRM. So that's another layer of negative things with this port so far. Bueno, yo también, Facundo, mucho. Yeah, on base PS4 is 60 frames per second at 900p, I think. Okay, let's attack that place. So, okay, that's interesting that they're not using a new engine. I thought they were using a new engine, the Automata engine. But apparently not. Alright. Almost there. Okay. Okay, I leveled up like crazy. What the heck? Okay. Nice. What now? Open world? Anyone? They confirm it's using the old Replicant engine, just heavily modified. What the hell? Okay, thanks for the heads up. I appreciate that. So they're using the same engine. That's insane. I thought they were using a new engine and built it from the ground up. Apparently not. Okay. That will explain the performance then. The drops when particles show up. But as you can see, it's not maxed out, the GPU, and we are not at 60. So again, pretty odd.
Better not, but I'll
And of course the cursor on screen. That's super annoying. That's another thing that is wrong. The cursor on screen. Despite using a controller. Devil Within 2 had the same GPU utilization issue. Well, it's a different engine, but yeah. I know what you're talking about. Oh yeah, give me that loot. I don't speak Portuguese.
I should go to
No, kitty, get out. Okay, hang on, guys. Okay, open location, finally. Let me see if I can save my progress. So I can restart the game. Yeah, I think it saved my progress. So we're now in the open thing. Good. So let's see if lowering the resolution helps fixing the performance. So as you can see, looking into the distance, we drop below 60. Let's see if dropping the resolution helps. First though, we're going for the lowest settings. So lowest settings, okay, lowest settings 1080p. Let's see if that fixes the performance. Alright, so as you can see on low settings, we're still not getting 60. So on low, we're not getting 60 and I mean, it's locked to 60 the game, but I'm not getting anywhere close to 60. I mean, I'm not getting locked 60s despite lowering the settings and the cursor in the middle of the screen. As you can see here, if I unlock the frame rate, yeah, the game goes faster. But again, it still drops below 60 for no reason. So there's definitely a bottleneck somewhere in the engine. Then on the screen, we're going to try now 720p. And let's see if that fixes the performance. So we're going for high. Texture filtering on 16 times. LOD on max, just to give it a shot. Alright. So let's unlock the frame rate. Hang on, I gotta remove the cat from my room. I cannot concentrate. Alright, sorry about that, guys. So yeah, it's a 1050 Ti, but what I'm talking about is that the GPU usage is like half the GPU and it's not getting higher FPS, which is odd. It's probably engine limitation, I do not know. So yeah, let's get back into the game. Yeah, and as you can see now, we're getting 64, 65. Okay, it's an improvement. So the resolution does help, lowering it. So we're playing a little bit at 720p, but as you could see, lowering the settings didn't fix the performance for us on 1080p. Despite having the Let's cap the frame rate to 60. Okay. So despite having unlocked frame rates here, as you can see now, here it's unlocked frame rates, I'm not fully utilizing the GPU. So probably an engine limitation, yeah. So let's lock it again to 60. So also, if you are over 60, it affects the game speed. Let's lock it to 60. Okay. So let's continue playing a little bit. But as you can see, even at 720p, we're dropping some frames below 60. Oh, finally, I can save my progress. Awesome. Okay, I can now quit the game. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to enable fast sync from NVIDIA control panel. So you don't see the tearing, at least. Muchas gracias Nacho Morfeo por la donación de 75 pesos uruguayos. Morfeo te habla. Ya pasaron varios meses desde que te pagué el bidón de salud. Esto es para que te mantengas bien hidratado. Bueno, muchas gracias por la donación. Se agradece un montón. Sí, más agua, más agua. Thanks Nacho Morfeo for the donation. Okay guys, so now what I'm doing is enabling fast sync. So you guys, it's just for you guys to not see the screen tearing. So I'm locking it to 60 using fast sync. So you don't see the tearing, at least in the live stream. And let's play the game at 720p now. And we're using a controller. So yeah, this is interesting so far. Okay, now it started on full screen. That's a plus, finally. But one thing that it bothers me is, again, the cursor on screen. Super annoying, but hey, whatever. Scanline sync is better. Yeah, but I haven't played with it yet. So we're using fast syncs only for you guys to not see the screen tearing. So this is more of a visual thing for you guys. Okay, cursor on screen. Be gone, cursor. Okay, let's run around. Just remember, it never lets you change the amount of mesh in the engine, so that's probably a big reason. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Thanks for the heads up. I've learned so many things, thanks to you guys, about the engine. Still, such an odd thing. Anyways, let's continue playing a little bit. Then we're doing 900p, then we're doing 1080p again, and we might try 1440p since it's not maxing out the GPU.
Make sure you stock up on necessities.
Oh, do I have something to sell? No.
Come back.
Hola, Aperture Science, ¿todo bien? Okay, let's run around. What do I have to do? Let's go see if Popola has any work today. Okay. Popola, I remember that from Automata. Oh, this is before Automata. Hello, you're late. Well, welcome, welcome.
Beyond the southern plain.
Okay, let's go that way.
I should go to the library.
Okay, let's go to the library. Yeah, GPU not even maxed out. That's so sad. But hey, at least the system requirements were accurate. Minimum requirements, I think it was a 1050 Ti. Let me check that out super quickly on the other computer. So what were the minimum requirements for this game? Minimum requirements. Radeon R9 270X, NVIDIA GeForce GTX 960. Yeah, this is a little bit faster than a 960, so it makes sense. What else? Yeah, and recommended requirements, GTX 1660. So it's, yeah, I mean, system requirements in that case make sense. It says that the minimum settings are for 60 frames at 720p. So this is 50 to 60 at 720p with something a little bit faster than a 960. So I'm not saying that's correct, I'm just saying that the requirements appear to be accurate. High settings is the highest possible, yeah, and the LODs are maxed out. There's an option for LOD to be maxed. Yeah, this is NieR Replicant version 1224744X7139. Let's go to the library. Let's cut to the chase and go to the library. So it's probably where the X is located, I think. So let's go to the library. It's so weird to play this with the map not rotating with the player. NieR Replicant square root of 1.5. Yeah, basically. That's hilarious, man. Anyways, yeah, it has issues. But so far, performance, at least when lowering the resolution... What the hell? Where's the entrance? I'm lost. I'm not paying attention. Oh, I'm an idiot. Si va bien con la 750 te irá bien con mis 560. Sí, debería ir bien. Guys, after this we're doing the 570. But as you can see, sometimes even at 720p we're dropping below 60. Despite the GPU not being maxed out. So yeah, let's go to the library. No, over 60. If you go over 60, the game speed is affected. So yeah, you're not going over 60. Pretty unfortunate, really. I was expecting more. After the issues with Automata, I was expecting a better port. I mean, it does have options. It's all fine, but it has forced Vsync. And physics are tied to the frame rate. Yeah, not great. Hello.
Good morning.
I'm doing well.
I don't know.
It's the same map as NieR. This is NieR Replicant, but with better graphics. And some tweaks to the gameplay, I think.
Oh, would you mind purchasing? I used my. Here's.
Yeah. Thanks for the money.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm going to try 900p in a bit. Hang on, guys. The thing is, when you fight, it does drop frames. So that's important to check out. I'm going to save my progress and try other resolutions. Blah, 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 blah. We skip everything. You know, guys, no spoilers. R571 after this. Patience. We're getting there eventually. Yeah, 60 is the standard. But still, it's good to have options. Just my take on it. Alright. Hang on, I'm going to show you the options for now, so I can do some recording. I have to make videos, you know. So, hang on, I'm going to be recording this. Start recording. So 720p, everything on the highest, even the LODs. Lowering the LODs doesn't seem to change things that much. But still, we keep it like that. And let's run. I want to see the meme in action. Which meme? Yeah, GPU utilization is not good. Okay, yeah, this part is even worse. Look at that frame rate. Let's see if the LOD is helping any way whatsoever. Because this is dropping into the 40s. Oh man, this is so sad. Let's try dropping the LOD to medium. Let's see if that does anything. Okay, never mind. The LOD does make a difference. Okay, do not put LODs on max, guys. It breaks the performance. Look at that. Do not put it on max. Put it on high, and you're good to go. Okay, we're learning things. We're getting there. Let's start the recording once more. Okay, good thing we're discovering more stuff. So 720p, everything on high except in LOD. LOD keep it on high, on max. It kills the performance. So yeah. Kill the sheep. Yeah, I'm working on it. We're getting there. Let's hide the cursor in the meantime. Oh man, cursor on the screen. What does the performance mode do? I think it's dynamic resolution. But in this case, it shouldn't help much at all because we are not limited by the GPU, apparently. Yeah, high and max are probably the same in this case, visually speaking, probably. But okay, good to know that the LODs on max are an issue, so you just avoid them at all costs. Why are you on 720p if GPU usage is so low? Because going over 720p drops the frame rate despite being enough. So when I do 1080p, I drop below 60 even on the lowest settings, and the GPU is still not maxed out. So that's pretty odd. But still, I'm just recording now. That's why I'm running around killing sheep randomly.
Yes, I won't.
Yeah, we're not crossing that way. Worth playing? I do not know. I mean, NieR is usually great. In NieR Automata was amazing. But I haven't played a lot of this one yet. Only 30 minutes and I'm just testing GPUs at the moment. But the story is probably great. If it's anything like Automata. Yeah, so far not a great port. But at least it runs better than I anticipated. As of right now. It just needs more options. Give us a frame rate cap option. Do not force Vsync on us. We're going to disable it anyways. Okay, can we climb here? Yes, we can. Awesome. So yeah, wait for mods for this. And we should be fine. I mean, it's the same engine as the PS3 game, according to some people that spoke to me at the moment. So it will make sense that Automata looks better than this. Still, it does look a lot better than the PS3 version, that's for sure. Yeah, GPU usage is very low. Y muchas gracias Felipe Viera por las 75 pesos uruguayos. Dice, hola genio, creo que si la 1050 estuviera al 100% llegaría a 60 fácil, ¿no? Y sí, probablemente. O sea, no está usando la GPU al máximo. Saludos. Muchas gracias por la donación. Thanks, Felipe Viera, for the donation. I appreciate it a lot. Okay. So yeah, if this is anything like Automata on the Square Enix patching side of things, we are not getting patches, probably. So yeah. Anyways. So, 720p recording done. Let's do 900p now. Shall we? So we're doing now 900p for the people that love being in the middle ground. So 900p is the resolution of the base PS4 in this game. So keep that in mind. The PS4 should be 60 frames with this configuration. So 1 second guys, gotta resize the FPS counter for you guys. There we go. Alright, so now we are on 900p high. This should be okay, I'm guessing. So 900p high, let me start the recording and we'll be good to go. So 900p. Everything maxed out except in LOD, because you know, LOD on max kills the performance. And we apply the changes. So let's go back. Let's hide the cursor and let's run around. And as you can see, the GPU is still at 50%. Although, hang on, is this actually 900p? Yeah, it is. I had to check it out before continuing. What is the performance mode? It seems to be dynamic resolution so far. I don't have time for sightseeing. Okay, I'll go to the objective then. I'm so lost when the... No map. What about this way? Okay, this is not taking me anywhere. Yeah, let's go back. We're going back to the other area. Apparently I do not have to be here. So let's run back. This reminds me of Automata so much, this part. Yeah, I think I went the way I didn't have to go. But at least they have a functional full screen option now. That's something, I guess. All right. Let's see the map once more. Where do I have to go? This way? At least in this open area I'm seeing some drops. But still it appears to be decent enough. 1440p max and even 4K with some lower settings. What you talking about? Have you tested it on some other GPU I do not know about? Yeah, they have loading screens. It's still the same game from before. Okay, no water. Worse and optimize your engine. Now with a 5500 XT, you get around 110 FPS on 1080p max. Whoa, that's insane. If that's the case, it will be super interesting. Yeah, I cannot cross that way. This tells the story of Automata. Yeah, this is before Automata. And as you can see, guys, as I told you before, when effects show up, it drops frames. So yeah, that's not good. It's probably going to hurt in a little bit. Maybe I can double jump. Yeah, you won't be crossing here, but I could jump. I mean, I'm superhuman. And you cannot swim! I guess it still runs better than base PS4. Once we start fighting, we'll know for sure. Really? Okay. Which DRM? This is using the Nuvo DRM. No? Sorry guys that I don't know what I'm going. I'm just trying things out. So yeah, apparently they want me to cross that bridge over there. But there's no bridge. Isn't it built on Automata's engine? No, I thought the same, but apparently it's using the same engine as the original on PS3. So yeah. Absolutely, this runs better than PS4 and Xbox One. Okay, thanks for the heads up. I appreciate that. So this is just a heavily modified version of the original game's engine, so they can get better graphics, I guess. So yeah. So let's go back this way. Apparently this is the way to go. But good to see that I can at least hold 60 right now. The thing that bothers me is that probably when I'm fighting, it's going to drop pretty low. Circle, triangle. How do I grab that? Whatever. I think I have my inventory full. Yeah, definitely. You probably need to hunt the sheep there. Yeah, probably. I'm going to try sightseeing a little bit. Oh, hang on. Find some mutton in the northern plains. Yeah, I have to hunt sheep. But northern plains are all the way... Hang on, I want to check this out first. I want to check this area first because it reminds me so much of Automata. Where's Jorha? Jorha doesn't exist yet, I think, in this universe, in this part. Does it run better than Automata? So far it seems to hold 60, but Automata, I think that did run worse due to the global illumination.
Doesn't seem.
No? Nobody? No. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely just hunt sheep and be done with it. Show 2B. 2B doesn't exist yet. NieR fighting is pretty wild and heavy on machine. What do you mean? What do you mean heavy on machine? After this, guys, we're doing 1080p and then we're doing the 570. So yeah, let's hunt some sheep. Runs way better than Automata for sure. Well, we'll see once we go for 1080p. 1080p on Automata, I needed to do low global illumination to be over 40 on the 1050 Ti. Let's see if I can get it. Okay, let's get it out. Give it to me, wool. Superhero landing. Yeah, the superhero landing is great. Mutton, there we go. So I only had to do that and go back to the village. I feel so useless. I was just trying to explore and I had to just do that. Oh man. Such a genius.
Damn.
Okay, fighting. Good, I can stress test the GPU now. Yeah, as you can see guys, when effects show up in this open area, I'm dropping into the mid-50s. So when a lot of effects are on screen, it's probably going to drop lower like it did on the tutorial. So yeah, things to keep in mind. And let's kill this sheep. Now that we're here, we might as well just get some more cotton from her ass. Some wool, sorry, my bad. Yeah, there probably are SK RXT. Try medium. It won't change much at all. I tried on 1080p lowering the settings and it was the same.
I can't even go hunting. Time to get this meat to the shopkeeper.
Okay, let's go get the meat to the shopkeeper. We're going to fill that meat requirement. Whatever that means. But medium didn't seem to change much at all. Even going to low settings, it didn't seem to change much at all. On 1080p I was getting like 70% GPU usage on low, below 60, and on high it was almost the same. I got an improvement lowering the LODs, but that's about it. Fidelity effects, there's no fidelity effects as far as I know.
Oh, thank and you get
Okay, got the gold. What now? Gotta go back. Okay, let's go back to Popola. Oh, it's the other way around. My bad. Oh, classic JRPG. Early game you're getting meat and then game you're killing a god or something. Yeah, true. Hang on, where to? Next. To the north. It's still so confusing to have the map fixed into the north
Hello there.
instead of moving with the player. That's alright. I'll adjust to it eventually. Yeah, I'm not killing dogs. Let's keep the dogs. Leave the dogs alone. I'm going to focus on that. Let's save the progress in the meantime. I don't want to repeat that quest. Okay, save the progress. Wonderful. Let's go back to the thing. Hang on. Going to stop recording. Let's go for 1080p. Now that we're here, we might as well. So 900p. Let me see if lowering the ambient occlusion fixes the performance. Hang on, LODs first. Since we're in a village. Yeah, there's a tiny improvement. 55. So yeah, a couple extra frames. Not worth lowering in my opinion. Low shadows. Yeah, a couple extra frames. Ambient occlusion. Okay, ambient occlusion did make a bigger difference from 53 to 56. So maybe if I lower this in groups. Okay. So yeah, medium might make more sense. But still, it's the difference between 55 and 60. So what is even the point? The game is looking a lot worse. Because no ambient occlusion. So yeah, with ambient occlusion on, we're still going to drop below 60. So yeah, my advice, just keep it on high. The biggest difference will be dropping the ambient occlusion. So maybe lower the shadows and the LOD together if you want to have 60 instead of 55. But still, when you're attacking someone, it's going to be the same. It's going to drop below 50 anyways. So let's do 1080p now. So 1080p, we're keeping it on high. The LODs, we're keeping them on high, because if not, Good luck keeping the performance up there. So, going to fix the FPS counter. 1 second, guys. So, FPS counter back on the screen. Good. So this will be 1080p. Let's do medium. Medium should be better in this case. So as you can see, this is high settings, but when I'm using high on 1080p, as you can see, it's GPU at 70%, but the frame rate is below 60 no matter what. I have a question. Aren't you testing the 580 anymore? At the moment, no, because I lent it to a friend in this difficult GPU times. So we'll see if it needs to come back or not. But it's 10 frames over the 570 in general. So as you can see, not fully utilizing the GPU, but still dropping below 60. So let's see if we can fix this by lowering the LOD, no reflections, no ambient occlusion, and shadows on medium. That should help us out. Okay, it helped, as you can see, but there's no ambient occlusion. So yeah, mid-50s is probably dropping below 50 when fighting, as usual. Cursor on screen, super annoying. So yeah, we're keeping it on medium, then we crank it up. Let's see if anti-aliasing does anything. No, performance is the same. One more try. Let's try low super quickly. Yeah, no. 1 frame more. Yeah, just stay on medium. Do yourself a favor. Reflections. Yeah, reflections don't seem to make a difference in this part. So we're staying on 1080p, aiming for 60 like this. So let me start the recording, and we're playing the game a little bit more. So start recording, 1080p. Basically medium settings with reflections enabled. Medium settings and no ambient occlusion, unfortunately. It is what it is, guys. Let's complete that, plus no AO. Good. And let's hide the cursor. All right. So let's report back to Popola. Let's look into the distance in the meantime. Yeah, over 50. I want to fight and see what happens. So yeah, on 1080p, do not use high, use medium to low. If you want over 50, at least out of fights. Inside fights is probably going to drop below 60, but that even happens on 900p, so yeah. ¿Qué programas usas para grabar al mismo tiempo que haces streaming? Uso OBS, lo abro 2 veces, con uno grabo y con el otro streameo. Some people are asking, how do I stream and record at the same time? I use OBS. I open 2 instances of the software, one with a profile to record and the other one with a profile to stream, and run both at the same time. Yeah, performance mode is dynamic resolution, but in this case it doesn't seem to affect us much at all. We're going to try it out later on high settings. So yeah, patience, we're trying it at the end. I just need to record this first so I can make videos out of this. Yeah, Automata is not getting 60s on 1080p even on the lowest settings without global illumination enabled. So yeah, it definitely runs better than Automata, that's for sure. Return home and check on Jonah. Okay. Sí, es que tiene es la precuela de Automata. Es por eso. For the people asking why is that library the same as Automata later, well, that's because this is a prequel to Automata, basically. So if you're interested in the lore, I recommend you play this. The story is amazing. I played through Automata with 1050 Ti at 720p low settings without FAR. Well, then you're going to have a lot of fun with this one. It's 50 to 60 on 720p high settings. Just make sure to lower those LODs to high. Okay, darkened screen. Let's see what happens now. Yeah, the frame times are better than Automata, that's for sure. But make sure that your controller does not get disconnected.
Okay.
and lock the frame rate to 60 to avoid game speed changes. I might try the original on RPCS3 if you guys are interested. Just let me know in the comments of the videos I'm going to make, if you care about that. If you want to see the PS3 original on PC with the emulator, let me know and we check it out. What now? Popola again. Ugh. Does the game slow down on 30 frames? We're trying that out later. Probably not. But if you go over 60, I know that the game does go way faster, so definitely do not go over 60 if you want to have a good time. Alright, let's go. Yes, you want to see PS3 emulation? Yes, please. Okay, I might try it on the PS3 emulator then. Going to be interesting. The thing with the PS3 emulator is that you need more of a GPU thing.
I'll go. I'm as heck.
Yeah, whatever. Skip it all. You know, no spoilers in my channel. Speedrunner benefits. Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. Speedrunners. Well, in a speedrun, usually those things are not good for the speedrunner. Well, if you want faster paced movement, it's an option, yeah. But I think the game speed is okay at 60. I wouldn't want it to be faster, personally. I think the movement is fine. Although the character does seem to be slower than the one in NieR Automata, so makes sense. This guy is a human, not a robot. So, gotta go north. Let's go. RPCS3 runs quite well these days. Yeah, but I don't know how this game runs, so it would be interesting to check that out. Apparently removing the FPS cap doesn't break anything at all, just speeds up physics such as movement and all that. Interesting. Still, I wouldn't want to play this in that fast motion. I want to play the game the way it's meant to be played, personally. Alright. So hopefully there's a fight coming, so I can repeat the same thing over and over for a benchmark. But as you can see, when blood happens there, I drop into the low 50s. But again, the GPU is not being utilized at its maximum potential. It will be a speedrun then, yeah. Well, it will be fun to do. If you already finished the game, I want to try in a faster pace. Okay, finally a fight. Another fight. As you can see, when effects show up, it does drop into the 40s. So, yeah, it's dropping in combat no matter what, even on 900p. So in that regard, maybe consider a lower resolution. Although, once I reload my save, I'm going to try the dynamic resolution. Dynamic resolution will be interesting to see if the drops when fighting are stabilized when effects show up. So if the resolution changes when I'm attacking the enemy and then it stays on 1080p, then it will be a good option to have enabled. Those drops are worse on the consoles? Really? Worse than this? No way. If it's bad on the consoles as well, then it's an issue with the game itself and the engine. But on 900p is probably an improvement, yeah. Anyways, let's stop the recording for a second. And let's try the dynamic resolution option. So as you can see in the menu, you got an option called Performance Mode, and it's described as this mode prioritizes high frame rate by reducing resolution when processing load is high. Select off to maintain a high resolution. So let's enable this, and let's see by repeating that fight if it drops below into the 40s. So this is plus, let's call it Performance Mode. So let's see if this does anything to the performance at all. Hopefully it does. So we can have a more consistent frame rate. You know how I am. Give me consistent frame rates and you won my heart. So performance mode, we apply. And let's get back into the game. Let's hide the cursor. Also, let's reload that save. My game is running at Mach 10. How do you reduce the speed? Lock it to 60. There's a tutorial in my channel to lock frame rates. So lock it to 60 with Riva Turner statistics server, and you'll be good. Let me share that with you. FPS cap tutorial Santiago. I'm going to share the link for you. So guys, if you want to lock the frame rate, there's the tutorial in the chat. So let's go back to the fight. Let's see if it drops. Mac 10, yeah, Mac 10 will be true. You probably have a 2080 Super or something like that. I don't think it stutters on consoles. Well, it's not stuttering, it's dropping frames, but it's not a stutter. I mean, if you look at the frame time, it's pretty stable, even on those fights. Después me voy a enterar, Ryu, ya te digo más al final. Okay, still drops frames when I'm fighting. Let's see once the dark matter enemies show up. Come on, enemies. Show up, please. No problem, Snappish Joe. Yeah, let's see. Okay, not dropping below 50 so far, so it appears to work. Okay. Still dropping below 60, but not into the 40s like before, I think. I gotta check the footage again. Maybe it's just not correct. Oh, let's use... Let me see. Oh, I do not have the special effects yet on my character. Okay, dropped as low as 51.
That should take care of...
So... Balloon Wonderland test. I don't know what that is. So I can't help you, sorry. Santiago's village. Ha! I'm going to my village. Hell yeah. The book. Yeah. I thought the book was there. But it apparently not. Seemingly no support for DualSense on PC port. What controller are you using? I'm using a PlayStation 4 controller, but when I'm using the DualSense on PC, I use DS4 Windows, since it supports it. Hang on guys, I'm going to double check my footage to see how low or how high it dropped. So it dropped to the... what's the name of this? It dropped to 53 when I was attacking. Let's see if without performance mode it dropped there. Hang on. Not going to take long, don't worry. Okay. Okay, yeah, definitely better. I saw the video a second ago. I probably can show it to you later. But with performance mode on, I didn't drop as many frames on the fight. On the fight, I dropped into the mid-40s without the performance mode. So my advice at the moment, I do not know what it does to the resolution, but when performance mode is enabled, I do not drop below 50 when fighting. We'll see if that happens later. So yeah, I'm going to start recording once more to have a little bit more footage, and we are swapping to the 570. How do you remove the objects behind you? Do you use a green screen? No, I use the RTX 2060 to remove the background using NVIDIA Broadcast. So you don't need a green screen. It's a great feature if you have an RTX card. So far, how well is the PC version doing? Performance, I mean, considering the GPU I'm using, is acceptable. It drops frames when fighting. But then, if you go over 60, the game goes in fast motion, so it affects the game speed. Then you have forced Vsync. You have to disable Vsync from NVIDIA control panel, lock the frame rate to 60 using a separate program, and there's no FPS cap option. So yeah, not great, but it's playable, I would say. It's bare bones in my book. This is what I would call bare bones.
I know, it's... Oh, here.
Wow.
Go by...
No, no conozco Panulu. ¿Qué es?
Oh,
What?
Is this a port of the PS3 version? This is a version of the game made with the same engine, heavily modified in the original engine, and with better models, better textures. and some tweaks to the gameplay, as far as I know. So yeah, it's supposedly an improved version, but it's the same engine with a lot of modifications, basically. So yeah, this is a better, visually it's a better game than the PS3 version, and it's supposedly better on the gameplay side as well. It has improvements over the PS3 version. Let's save here. If I lock the FPS to 50 or lower, will the animation speed be different? No, it should be the same. As long as you're below, at 60 or below, it should be the same. So guys, my advice, let's just stop the recording. So let me show you in the options what my advice is for the 1050 Ti. If you want to play on 1080p, use it like this, put shadows on medium, LODs on medium, disable the ambient occlusion because it's a big performance hit. Then performance mode enabled. This is to avoid the FPS drops when you are fighting. So it's going to drop into the 50s when you fight, but not into the 40s. So if you disable this, it's going to be into the 40s when in combat. Probably going to happen anyways, but this helps a little bit. It should affect the resolution, but I haven't noticed anything weird as of yet. Then if you're doing 900p as an example, you can crank up the ambient occlusion and keep the rest like this if you want to. Maybe on high it also works. Keep performance mode on to help on the fighting scenes. And then if you're doing 720p on this card, in that case, well, you can max it out, except in LODs. Do not put LODs on max or you're going to suffer the consequences. And at 720p I wouldn't enable performance mode. On the fights it seemed to be alright, but if you want to do it just to be sure, keep it enabled. So yeah, that's basically it for the 1050 Ti. Let's swap to the 570. The ambient occlusion has a big graphics difference. Yeah, it's pretty noticeable, at least in my opinion. Let me show you that super quickly. We stay on 1080p. And I'm going to take a couple screenshots. So this is ambient occlusion on. Let's capture this. So screenshot 1. And then we pause the game and we disable it so you guys can see the difference. So no ambient occlusion. We apply the changes. Hang on. Let's hide the cursor, screenshot, and let's add those two screenshots side by side. So I'm doing a live side-by-side comparison. So I'm doing those two images. All right. So guys, this is, let me put my face in front of this. Now let's keep it like this. So if you guys can see, this is ambient occlusion on, this is ambient occlusion off. Let's cut this image in half. I can't believe I'm doing a side-by-side comparison live. So you can probably see that. Ambient occlusion on and off. When it's on, you get some shade on the ground. So it looks more realistic. So it's very noticeable. It looks more... There's more depth into the scene. So I would probably keep it like this, personally. So yeah, I'm now officially Digital Foundry of independent reviews. So yeah, as you can see, it's very noticeable. But if you want to play on 1080p, that's a sacrifice you have to make. Oh, hang on. Before doing this... Nah, let's keep it like that. Let's put it on high, just to record that super quickly. I'm not going to speak a lot on that. Without performance mode. So I record this and we swap GPUs, definitely. I'm taking a little bit too long on this card, so I don't want to take any more time. After this, we're doing the 570. So, all right. We keep it like this, we apply the changes, we hide the cursor, and we run around again. I'm going to reload that save. And we'll be good to go. So let's go into a fight. The fight I'm doing is without the performance mode enabled. So this is going to make us drop below 50. So this is high on 1080p. And after this, we do very quickly the 570, then the 750 Ti. Yeah, it's already an hour in, and I haven't swapped GPUs yet. Holy hell, this will be a long day. But no worries, it's going to be super quick. I'm just going to fight and stop recording. AMD GPU sucks. We're going to try it. And we'll see if it sucks or not. Probably not. But we'll see, we'll see. Fingers crossed. What does the performance mode do? It drops the resolution when something demanding happens, like dropping into the 40s when blood shows up. At least on 1080p, that worked great. I stopped dropping below 50 when fighting happened. And by fighting, I mean fighting these enemies. When effects show up, it just makes the frame rate drop pretty widely. Yeah, Jim76UH. How are you doing, man? Yeah, fingers crossed. Exactly. I can confirm if you want DualSense control support, use DS for Windows. Yeah, it's partial and you need to put it as a 360 controller, but if you like the shape of the controller, it's a great way to do it. I have been using it that way myself, but it was such an expensive controller in my country that I went back to the DualShock 4.
That should take.
So yeah, anyways. We now kill a few sheep and go back. Testing my rig now. Oh, you have the 2080 Super. Well, let me know how it went for you. Super interested in knowing how it goes on the high end. That would be interesting. So as long as it's not an Unreal Engine game, then I don't see why an AMD card wouldn't run good. Yeah, well, Unreal Engine games sometimes run good on AMD cards. Sometimes. It depends really on the developer, what the game does. Anyways, time to stop the recording. Let's swap to the 570 now. So we pause the game and get out of here. So we quit the game. Alright, we shut down the computer and we swap to the 570. So 570. So guys, about to swap GPUs. Allow me a second. Going to go there super quickly. Okay, the PC is off. Okay, so 1050 Ti did a better job than I was expecting, really. What now? The 570. Here we go, 570. Here it is. Dual fan, 8-pin connector. Let's try it out. Okay, wish me luck. You're fine, what about me? I'm doing fine, thanks Jim. Glad you're fine as well. Can you test recommended settings on 900p? Recommended settings on 900p is basically ambient occlusion on, reflections on, the rest on medium, and performance mode enabled. And that should do. NVIDIA raising the AMD GPU on the webcam? What? What you're talking about? What the hell, man? Do you have a 3090? No, not in a million years. Okay. On the drivers panel. So let's go into Radeon software. And we're going to enable the... what's the name of this? I always forget. The enhanced sync, which is like the fast sync from NVIDIA. So we enable it since we have unlocked frame rates. And on the frame rate cap, thanks, nice wallpaper, well thanks. It's in the description if you guys want to use it on your PC. So 570, frame rate cap to 60 as you can see here. Let's launch the game once more. 750 Ti, yeah, 750 Ti after this. We're doing the 570 at the moment. And again, thanks to Square Enix for providing a copy of the game. Hugely appreciated. So I can do this live stream as soon as possible. So thanks to them for sponsoring this video. Okay, let's turn on the controller so the frame time breaks for a second. Okay, controller on. As you can see, guys, if you connect a controller, for a few seconds it's going to lock to 30 and then recover super quickly. Not sure what's up with that. So make sure that your controller is in the correct position, which is on. Okay, so high settings. I'm sure. I expect the 570 to do 60 frames all the time. That's just my expectation. So I'm going to start recording now. I have high hopes for this one. Let's see what happens. All right, so we apply it, go back, we hide the cursor, and we enable the FPS counter. Okay, let's load our save, the save about the fighting, and then we try it multiple times, basically. Should be better than the last one. Well, the last one, Automata, is the sequel to this one, but I understand what you're talking about. Okay, so 570, okay, the frame times seem to be worse, but so far so good. Let's see if the frame rate is locked. Let's look down. Yeah, this is unlocked. Let's lock it. Okay, lock to 60. Good. Let's remove the cursor from the screen. Oh man, that's so annoying.
I heard they've got discounts.
So yeah, the frame times, some small spikes, but overall, on the highest settings, it appears to be fine. Let's see once the fight breaks over. That's going to be the real test. So let's see. Moment of truth. Hi Santiago, how are you? Does this game run well, or is it like Automata on Steam? It runs better than Automata, but it's pretty different. I mean, it doesn't look as good. Still looks good. It's not groundbreaking graphics-wise, but it does run better than Automata, that's for sure. But it's still not a great PC version. It lacks a lot of options, and game speed is affected if you go over 60 frames. So it has its stuff. It has its issues, but it's playable. That's playable. At least it runs on the old engine. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, with fight breaking over, we're getting drops into the 50s, as you guys can see. So far, no drops into the 40s. So, yeah, definitely better than the 1050 Ti. The 1050 Ti, to get these numbers, you needed 900p medium. And the performance mode option, okay, it dropped into the 40s there, but it was just for a second. So yeah, I'm probably going to try with performance mode. Let me give it a second shot. So we're now going to enable the performance mode. Let's see if that fixes the drops in performance when fighting. So we start the recording. Yeah, 1080p, blah, 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 blah. And we'll play the changes. Let's reload the previous save. Medium shadows, yeah, later. We're trying that later. I want to see if I can fix the drops when fighting, since the GPU is not maxed out. Alright, let's go. Yeah, when you go over 60, it's going to drop. It's going to drop. It's going to affect the game speed. So that's super important. It speeds up the game, yeah. I'm going to show you, again, unlock frame rates, but it goes super speed. Game speed is doubled, basically. So yeah, we gotta wait for those mods. Oh, I forgot to put here, this is performance mode. Ah, that's fine. I'm going to change that once I test it. Okay, it uses the same code API from DX9. Well, that sucks. It sucks that they didn't keep it as DX9. Oh well, it happens. Let's get into a fight. Let's shoot everyone. Yeah, it says DX9 in the overlay, but if they can compile it on DX11 despite being DX9, it's like when they do bad DX12 versions that they just package it differently. Press left trigger at the right moment. Okay. I'm not doing that. I'm just going to attack like before. Yeah, definitely a lot better. I'm not dropping into the 40s. Let's look at this way. Let's see. Okay, didn't drop into the 40s when I did that attack. Interesting. Okay, stats into the 50s. Good. So yeah, guys, definitely keep it with performance mode on. That should give you pretty decent numbers. And you will not drop below 50, at least in these fights. So yeah, status, this is 1080p high plus performance mode. And let's load the other save. So yeah, good. Good. A lot better than I was expecting on the 570. Let's continue playing the game to see if there's another bad part in the performance-wise. So yeah, the 570 definitely a lot faster than the 1050 Ti in this game. So that's good news for the 570. Let's increase exposure so you can see my face. So, okay, let's continue with the thing here. Return to Jonah. Oh, this wasn't the save I was looking for. My bad. This is the one. I think the issue is the CPU hard cap 2 cores since DX9, but I think it has similar issues from Devil Within 2. Well, Devil Within 2 is a completely different engine, so I don't think there's a reason to compare it as if it was exact same. It's not. So if you can even find a 570 nowadays, well, the game will run fine. Maybe she's in the library. Let's go to the library. ¿Qué driver estoy usando la 570? El más reciente. Which driver I'm using on the 570? I'm using the most recent. But yeah, so far, so good. Performance mode gave me fix those big drops on the fights. Instead of dropping into the 40s, you drop into the 50s, but that's an improvement in my book. Hello, Master Santiago. Hey, Robert Alexander. How's it going, man? Let's go ask Popola. Have you had any issues with the latest Windows update? Not yet. Nothing bad on this side at the moment. High-end never drops frames. Okay, good to know, man.
I told. What?
Yes.
Yeah. Skip it.
What's the got it?
You finally made it on Steam. Well, on the stream. Well, welcome. Thanks for being
Have to
here.
get to the eastern gate.
I can sing to Santiago when he comes back. He goes back. What? I'm not getting that one. Let's go to the Eastern Road. In the meantime, I'm going to save the progress just in case something of a big fight happens, so I can repeat it over and over. So we save. Yes, please. So let's go to this side. Is it this way? Yeah, it is. Have a great stream. Heading to play. Well, have fun, man. Thanks for sticking around in the meantime. I appreciate it. Game puts your save name at the loading screens. What? Let's grab that. Jonas Ribbon. Oh no! I cannot believe this! You enjoyed this game back in the PS3 days? Well, then you're probably going to enjoy this one since it's basically the same but with better graphics and better gameplay. I'm mixing Spanish and English. Holy hell. Let's run, run, run. The PS5 runs it in 4K 60 frames. I know it runs it at 60 frames, but I'm not sure about the resolution. I think the PS5 is playing the PS4 backwards compatible version. But I heard that the console drops frames, the PS4 version. I'm not sure about PS5. But I know the PS4 drops frames when effects show up, just like the PC version. So it appears to be an issue with the game. You do say holy hell a lot. Yeah, holy hell. Yeah, I have my repeated words. I need to have better vocabulary. The English language is so rich that I should be using more words. I doubt it runs at 4K, but it could be using dynamic resolution. Yeah, probably. If there's a dynamic resolution option on the PC, there's probably one on the consoles as well. Anyways, let's run, run, run. Hopefully there's a fight waiting for us. But as you can see, as before... Okay, what the heck? Okay, it's stabilized. Oh, don't scare me like that game. I saw it drop into the 40s for a second. I got afraid. Okay, it was just when loading the level, apparently. This is such a big level. Can I jump down there? This game runs on the diesel engine? No. No, I don't think so. It would be very funny if it did. Yeah, what a nice view. ¿Qué CPU estás usando? Ryzen 3 3100. Oh guys, also if you have a 4-core 4-thread CPU, it's probably going to run the same as this. It's not taking advantage of the extra threads in my end. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, let's keep running. What a good view. Breathtaking view, like on Dark Souls. Esperaba estas pruebas. Bueno, gracias por pasar. Se agradece un montón. Okay, let's skip. Again, no spoilers. That's what I'm trying to do. What now? Search for Jonah. Okay, let's find him or her. Jonah from Tomb Raider. Lara Croft's friend. We're looking for Jonah. Jonah! Where are ya? Okay, the map of the Lost Shrine. Beautiful. No, you're breathtaking. The GPU is not maxing out, still dropping frames. Yeah, pretty disappointing, I know. It is what it is. What can you do? Hopefully somebody does a mod to fix it. Not sure how, but people sometimes know how to fix these things. These things? Oh man, my words. Yeah, more herbs, please. Yeah, it's looking good now. So the 570 is doing a good job with this one. Okay, bronze key, wonderful. I found the key right away. It's changing perspective. That's how you know it's a NieR game. When it changes perspectives on the fly.
She'll never make it out of here.
Alright, I kicked some ass there. What the hell with this? Yeah, when fighting from the top-down perspective is fine because you're not looking to the distance with effects at the same time. Yeah, I know there's a performance mod for Automata, but still, needing a mod to make a game work properly is kind of a shame, in my opinion. But as you can see in more compact environments, to say it in some way, you're not dropping as low as in the open areas with the effects in the fight scenes. So yeah, kinda makes sense. Okay, where to now? Hey, SciTech33, how's it going, man? You're always here. How do you do that? Always watching and commenting my videos. You're the real MVP. Let's go back up. I messed up. I really doubt though. that a mod can easily fix performance. Yeah, I'm not saying easily, but sometimes people find a way around it. Argentina, Uruguay, but you were very close enough. Alright, let's now do 900p, guys. After I get to the part I wanted to get to, we're swapping to 900p in the open location. Alright, try 750 Ti. Yeah, after this we're doing 750 Ti, GT 1030, and at the end 1650 Super. So patience, we're getting there eventually. It's probably this way, I'm guessing. Y muchas gracias EWDX por los 20 pesos mexicanos, se agradece muchísimo la donación. Dice saludos a mi primo Jorge Nitales, vemos tus videos, bueno, muchas gracias y saludos también a Jorge, se agradece un montón, muchísimas gracias. Thanks to EWDX for the 20 Mexican pesos donation, I appreciate it a lot. Thank you so much, man. Cheers from Uruguay. Oh, there's a hidden box here. More fighting. Mortal Kombat. Alright, good, many effects. Give me more of those. What's your favorite JRPG? I don't have a favorite because it's not usually my style of game. So I'm not sure if I ever played one from beginning to end. I usually play what's new and then Resident Evil. That's basically my repertoire. 2060, yeah, the 2060 I'm doing it later, but not in a live stream. Well, maybe I do it. We'll see. I might do it. If there's enough demand, I'll do the 2060 as well. I will have to do it on a separate live stream after this live stream ends. But I might. That's a good idea. So if you guys want to see the 2060 in a separate live stream minutes after this one ends, please let me know in the chat. I'll just have to swap from the streaming PC to this one. It's not going to be difficult. It's going to take a few minutes to do the swap, but I'll have to do it as a separate live stream. So yeah. Let me know. Okay, you want to see the 2060? Yes. All right. Awesome. Send weed? No, not yet. Maybe later. I know in my country it's legal and all that, but that doesn't mean that I consumed it. Okay, when effects are not in the top-down view, they are more demanding, yeah. But still, over 50. Do you test the 1650? I'm doing the 1650 Super actually. How are you playing it on a PC? It's on Steam. It released today on Steam. If you want to play it, it's on Steam at the moment. So yeah, if you're interested in this game, it's on Steam still. The PC port needs more work, but it's playable, at least. That's the good thing I can get from this. Let's heal. Is it a good port? It depends what you mean by good port. Performance, it's fine. It can get to 60 pretty easily when using budget GPUs at the moment. But then there's no way to lock the frame rate. You have to do it outside of the game. There's forced Vsync. You usually have the cursor on screen despite using a controller. If your controller disconnects, you're going to get some stutter for a few seconds. And if you unlock the frame rate and do not cap it to 60 and you go over 60, the game speed is affected. So there's definitely things that need to be ironed out for the PC version. So yeah, it has issues, but it's playable. At least that's the difference with Automata. It has a full screen, working full screen option. It does run more consistently, but it drops frames when effects show up. So yeah, it needs work, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. But it's playable. Will you be doing Ninja Gaiden Collection? Yeah, I'm doing it. That is another game that is going to be a very bare bones PC port. Even worse than this, probably. Imagine having a good NieR PC port. Yeah, imagine. The world will be so much better. But I'm happy that it's on PC. I was waiting for it for a while. I never played the PS3 version, so it's going to be cool. I always wanted to play this one, but I never got to it. I wanted to see the prequel to Automata, one of my favorite games. But yeah, the PC versions need work always. What a good view. This looks so gorgeous. Despite not having great graphics, it looks good, artistically speaking. Additional weed, antidotal weed. That's a good name. Do you think the 750 Ti will survive this generation? Probably not. It's going to be outdated pretty quickly. Alright guys, let's now do 900p. We're going to drop it. And then we do 1440 and then 4K. But we're going to do the fighting part that we did before. So we disable the performance mode and we change to 900p to see if we can maintain 60s when fighting. That will be super interesting. So let's start the recording. 900p. Everything ranked up except in the performance mode. That will be disabled. Alright. So let's change this FPS counter so you guys can see it. Alright. So 900p, we're reloading the previous save. So we can replay the fighting, which is more demanding than what I played just now. I wonder if really powerful CPU would force higher GPU utilization. Yeah, probably going to happen like that. It's probably going to be that way. Considering it's an old game, well, it's an old engine, single-threaded performance is probably the biggest difference you're going to find. Probably. But I'm just guessing. I'm not 100% sure, don't quote me on that. But probably on the, I don't know, a high frequency Intel CPU is going to be better, probably. Perfect timing joining on the RX 570. Well, welcome, nice to see you here. Oh, this is 900p, sorry guys, I forgot to change the status. There we go, 900p high and low performance mode. This is a native resolution. Okay, 59 FPS, unplayable. You know how it goes, 59 FPS is unplayable. Come on, sheep, come back here. Let me kill you. I need some of your components. Mutton. Okay, let's see once we start fighting those dark creatures from the books. Here we are. Hello there. Alright. Okay, not dropping as low as on 1080p. Good to know. So it's probably not GPU, not CPU limited in that regard. Because lowering the resolution helped us. As you can see, I'm not dropping into the 40s anymore. So good stuff. So as you can see on 900p you can max it out and do not use the performance mode. And despite the effects on screen in the open location, you're good to go.
Okay, that should take care of the shades for...
So yeah, not unplayable but pretty annoying to drop to 57 FPS every time you use a sword. Well yeah, it's annoying in that regard, but if you just do this, disable the FPS counter, it'll be pretty hard to notice. Personally speaking, to me at least it's not annoying. Hey, you kicked me! Payback time! So as I was saying, to me it's not annoying to drop into 57. I usually do not notice it without the FPS counter. As long as there's no screen tearing, I'm good to go. So yeah, that's just personal preference of course. How does the PS3 version of this perform on RPCS3? I do not know, haven't tried it. But I think it does run good with the emulator. But I'm going to try it out later, don't worry. Eventually we're going to get to that. It's a game about cyborg ninjas, well, kinda. An existential crisis. It's about that. But yeah, so far 900p appears to be the best thing for the 570. So yeah. Anyways. I'm using a Ryzen 3 3100 for the people asking. You can find everything in the description. The game runs at 2 cores and 4 threads maximum, yeah. So if you have a slower CPU, you should be good to go. It's an old engine, after all. Okay, let's stop the recording right here. And let's do 1440p now. So we're reloading the save file and doing 1440p. So let's apply the changes. We do 1440, then very quickly I might do 4K. What the hell? Okay, something happened here with the resolution. 1 second, guys. I'm going to try windowed mode, then full screen again. Gotta love when that happens. Yeah, no, that doesn't work. I think that's because my desktop is on 1080p. 1 second, guys. I love when that happens. So let's put 4K as the native resolution because that's what it is. My monitor's native is 4K. All right, let's see if that works. Okay, that fixed it. So make sure that you're using the native resolution of your monitor when changing that. Pretty annoying. Some games do it. It happens. So as I was saying, 1440p, high settings. So 1440p high. Then we're going to try with dynamic resolution and lowering the settings. So yeah, 1440 high settings. Let's start the recording. So this is 1440. It does run better than NieR Automata, so keep that in mind. It does run better. That doesn't mean that the PC port is great. It does have its issues, which I'm going to list at the end of the live stream. But so far it's playable. I can tell you that for a fact. At least it's playable. Which is good to know. I was kind of worried. Alright, let's see 1440p, probably dropping into the 30s when fighting, but I want to see for myself. I mean, this is 1440p on a 570. So if you have something like 2060, 2080, 2070, 3080, you're going to be fine. Just make sure to not go over 60 and you'll be good to go. Unlock it to 60, please. Sí, 1080p, sí, en alto sí. Sí, black creo que es. Sí, los mantiene. Alright guys, so now let's fight some sheep. So as I was saying, lock it to 60. In this case, we're at 1440p, we're GPU bound, but despite that the GPU is not maxed out. So yeah. Old engines have that issue sometimes. Let's see once effects show up. It drops into the low 40s instead of the upper 40s. Kind of annoying, but still over 30 if you care about that. Probably going to drop below 40 eventually. The good thing about this is that it doesn't slow the game down when we're at 30 frames instead of 60, so if you want a higher resolution you can do so, although I'm probably going to lower the settings after this. If you lock the game to 30, do you think it drops to 28 when attack enemies? We might try that later. But that's a good idea.
Okay,
I don't think so. It should be locked to 30. That's what I suppose. Do you notice any other differences between normal and performance mode? No, I only noticed that the resolution drops when something like an attack on the enemy shows up. But since I'm not using a super big screen, I'm not noticing the drop in resolution. So my advice is that if you cannot maintain over 50 when effects show up, then enable the performance mode. In this case, I wouldn't enable it because we're already below 50 without anything going on. So yeah, things to keep in mind. It's a streaming issue of the engine. Yeah, probably. But hey, it is what it is. We cannot fix that ourselves, as far as I know. But if a mod happens, I'm going to make another video, as usual. Do we need 60 FPS for this game? Well, considering the fast-paced nature, I would aim for 60, yeah. 60 is a must for this one, but if you can play at 30, you can do it. I mean, the game will feel worse, but usually 60 is better than 30, that's for sure. Anyways, let's stop the recording and let's lower some settings. Let's see if we can do 60 at 1440. So we go into the options once more and we let's lower the shadows to medium, no ambient occlusion, LODs on medium as well. Okay, that gave us upper 50s. Let's see if I can improve it even further by lowering the shadows to low. Okay, nothing new there. Let's keep it on medium then. Yeah, still the same. Reflections, let's see if that makes a difference. Okay. Not really. Let's see anti-aliasing. Okay, 1 FPS more. Yeah, not worth it. So we keep the performance mode going and the rest on medium. So this is 1440p medium, basically, with no ambient occlusion. So below medium doesn't seem to be much of a benefit. No AO. So let's start recording now. So we start the recording, 1440p. Everything on medium except in reflections and no ambient occlusion, and performance mode on to avoid those drops when fighting as much as humanly possible. You know how it goes, sometimes that's not possible, but we're going to try it. So we'll load the previous save and give it another try. What about 24 FPS for a more cinematic experience? That's doable if you want to. I mean, the more cinematic experience for me is 25. You know, PAL region and all that. Alright, so no ambient occlusion, medium settings. So far over 50. Let's see if we can maintain that in combat. But yeah. Almost there. What's the normal temp of a 570? I usually try to keep it at 75 degrees or lower. If it goes into the 80s, well, I will do an undervolt. That's usually how it is for me on the 570s. So yeah. Hang on, I'm going to increase exposure on my camera. There we go. A lot better. So you can see my face more clearly. Is Horizon Zero Dawn fixed for NVIDIA GPUs? Yeah, it's a lot better. You do not get those missing assets when running around, which for me at least is a huge improvement. Okay. I forgot that you can deflect. Let's see. Come on, attack. Yeah, no. I'm not good at deflecting. Come on, attack me again, please. There we go. It appears to be over 50. Let's keep attacking the shades. Okay, yes, that's over 50. So you can do 1440p medium without SSAO. And you stay over 50, but you lose the ambient occlusion, which is a big one for me in graphics. So yeah. If you want to do 1440p with over 50, you can do so. Pretty good stuff. ¿Qué tal va NieR Replicant en una 1660 Super a 1080p? Te voy a ir a 60 todo el tiempo, así que tranqui. Some people are asking about the 1660 Super. Well, if you have a 1660, it should already be 1080p highest settings at 60 frames per second. Just do not go over 60, so you can keep the game speed normal. And that's about it. Can someone help me? When I play Wildlands, when I die, FPS drop. It also happened in Forza. Not sure what you're talking about. FPS drops like it locks to a lower frame rate, or you're talking about something else. Alright. Yeah, it appears to be fine. At least in this part. So yeah, let's go back to the city. I tried to undervolt my CPU temps, but ended overheating. What? If you undervolt, you usually get lower temps, not higher ones. Maybe you put a higher voltage instead of a lower voltage. But that's hilarious, either way. Sí, aprendí desde chico, pero practiqué mucho por mi cuenta, Leonardo. Se agradece un montón igual. Practice is everything. Anyways, so as you can see, over 50 at 1440p is possible. Just make sure to keep the performance mode going, which is the dynamic resolution. So let's stop the recording and let's try 4K. So let's look into the distance and swap to the 4K resolution. I'm not expecting much at all, really. Probably 30 frames, if we are lucky. But hey, who knows? Do you know Algeria? Not really. Okay, 4K now. And we're keeping the same settings as at 1440p. So this is 4K medium without SSAO plus the performance mode, which again is the dynamic resolution. So yeah, let's start the recording once more. But this time at 4K, so balls to the wall. Start recording. So 4K. Again, the anti-aliasing option in this game doesn't seem to give us much of an improvement in performance. So let's go to the combat once more. And remove the cursor from the screen. I hate that. ¿Cómo irá con mi laptop 1650 Ti? Debería ir a high 1080 60 FPS. 50-60. Someone asked in a laptop if you can get 60 frames on 1080p with a 1650 Ti. Yes, you can on 1080p. Just make sure to lower the LODs to high and you should be alright. Why not? 4K. Yeah, let's do it. It appears to be fine though. We'll see. If it stays over 30, it's a big win for the 570. You excited about Days Gone? Yeah, I'm super excited for that one. I played it on V's PS4. When I found out that it was releasing on PC, I stopped playing on PS4. Because I want to play it at 60 frames with mouse and keyboard. So super looking forward to it. Since it's an Unreal Engine 4 game, it's probably going to run fine on PC. But who knows? So yeah, super looking forward to it. Let's see once the fight starts. Come on. Show up shades. Okay. Yeah, over 30. So 4K 30 appears to be possible. Super interesting. Pretty surprised. So 4K 30 is doable. Cover Hard, tenés que ajustar algunas cosas manualmente, pero corre bastante bien, entre 50 y 60 en esta gráfica. Solo que no está muy pulido, que digamos. Tiene algunos problemas. Alright.
Okay, that should...
Well done. 1080 Ti should be just fine in 4K, it looks like. Yeah. I mean, if a 570 can do over 30 at 4K, you should be good with a 1080 Ti. It's a lot faster. What is the minimum internet speed for streaming? It really depends on what quality you want to do. If you want to do 1080p, make sure to have like 10 megabits per second upload to have a consistent stream of data. But you can do 6 megabits per second for 720p. Personal preference for when I was streaming on a slower connection. But the higher the upload rate, the better. In general, again, for 1080p, I would probably try 10 megabits per second upload. That will be my minimum for 1080p 60 live streams. If you want to do 720p 30, 1080p 30, well, you can get away with 6 megabits. It really depends on what bit rate you're going to use. But if you go for 30 frames, you can lower the bit rate a little bit. So yeah, personally, since I stream at 1440p, I need 20 megabits per second and I have 50, so I have a lot of connection to spare. Let's now load very quickly the other save file I had to see what other locations run in 4K. And after that, we're doing the 750 Ti, the 1030, and then the 1650 Super. What do you recommend graphics settings wise for a 590? 590 should be fine at 1080p high. Shouldn't be much of an issue. Just make sure to not max out the LOD, lock the frame rate to 60, disable the Vsync option, and you should be good to go. So yeah, let's grab this. GTX tiende a poder jugar en 720p bajos y ya nos vamos a enterar, Wilmar, en un rato. Alright, let's continue. So I can swap to the 750 Ti. The 750 Ti is going to be 720p, below 720p 60, I guess. But we'll see. We might be surprised, who knows. Run. 10 megabits per second for 1080p. I'm good with installing games. What do you mean? Let's see the big area that we're coming to. Kaldian just released some more fixes. What? Are you kidding me? That guy is super fast. We're going to check out the fixes later. I mean, that's going to be on a separate video. What the heck? That guy is so fast to release fixes. I cannot believe that he can work on that stuff so quickly. He's a god. Alright, yeah, even looking into the distance, we're getting over 30, so yeah, pretty good. Let's skip that. So breathtaking. Imagine coming to a place like this. Anyways, let's swap to 1080p now. Whoa, my mistake. So we go back to 1080p now, so we can do the, what's the name of this? The 750 Ti. And we do the 1030 after that one. So let's quit out of the game now. As you can see, the 570 could do 1080p 60, 1440p 60 if you lower the settings, and 4K 30 on medium. So not bad. Shut down. Shutting it down. And we're swapping to the 750 Ti now. So 1 second guys, swapping GPUs. Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be swapping GPUs. Okay, 570, let's put it to the side. Good job, 570. Let's go for the 750 Ti, which is this one. Let's plug it in and hope for the best. In the meantime, I'll drink some water. Okay, wish me luck. It's Juan? No, Juan is not here. He's in the basement doing thumbnails. That's his job. What are you doing streaming? No. This is Santiago. Juan is in the stream. In the basement. I need to feed him in a few hours. Do you think that the game is heavily single-threaded? It seems to be heavily single-threaded, but some drops are GPU. When I lower the resolution, they disappear. So it seems to be a mix between GPU and CPU, but it seems to be mostly single-threaded, yeah. Alright, we're back. Let's jump straight into the game. So we turn on the controller, and the status will be basically 1080p. And we're going to start with medium. Now let's start with low. Let's see if 60s is possible. And then we see what we do. Why are you so mean to your brother Juan? Because he's a part of me. Anyways. So we're back into the game now. So what we do here in the game settings, 1080p. We disable basically everything. You know, it's a 750 Ti. I'm not expecting a lot. I just expect the best. Alright, 1080p. Let's see how that goes. We hide the cursor. Wish me luck. The legendary graphics are from 2014. Alright. If we cannot get 60s, I'm going to aim for 30. Alright? Yeah, no. 50, so in the fighting it's going to drop into the 40, below 40. So let's crank it up. So I'm probably going to aim for 30 then for 1080p. And we keep the performance mode just to make sure. So this is only going to be, yeah, 30 on 1080p. On 900p is probably going to be 60 on low. We'll see. Anyways, let's start recording. 1080p. Everything cranked up. And we enable the performance mode to avoid those drops in the fighting. Alright. Time to move on. And this is, hang on. I forgot to change something. This is high. Jesus Christ. High. Let's go. Primera vez que te veo en directo, pero siempre veo tus videos. Bueno, muchas gracias, BF Hug. Se agradece un montón. Bienvenido al stream. Welcome to the stream, guys. To the people that just joined us. If you like what I do and want to see more, make sure to like this live stream, subscribe, click the notifications bell on all notifications to make sure that you watch me live, see videos as soon as they are published. I usually just do testing like this live, then publish the videos, explaining options menu, all that good stuff. So yeah, if you want to see more, please make sure to do that. And thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Come on. Come here. Please die. Okay, let's attack those shades. ¿Llego tarde? No. Estoy en medio del stream. Llegas a tiempo. Alright, let's deflect. Come on, attack me, please. Thank you. Highly appreciated, sir. Now please die. As you can see, when fighting, it's okay. It's over 30 on 1080p. It's probably dropping resolution to compensate for the effects, but so far, so good. Okay, covered in blood, but that's fine. It's going to clean itself off eventually. No tiene DLSS, ¿verdad? No, es un juego bastante viejo. For the people asking, no, it doesn't have DLSS. It's a pretty old engine, so I wasn't expecting them to implement any of that. Sí, Replicant corre mejor que el Automata hasta ahora. Yeah, some people are saying that this runs better than NieR Automata on the 750 Ti, and yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it's an older game, older engine. It doesn't have global illumination, apparently. So yeah, it kinda makes sense. 750 Ti is still rocking. The legendary graphics card from 2014 can still do this. It can still do this. All right. Yeah, even in the more open areas, it's getting 30 frames per second. I cannot kill those pigs. That's fine. All right, let's continue. Yeah, NPCs on screen are fine. Yeah, it's completely fine. Despite not using the GPU at its maximum potential, I mean, the game runs okay. Even on lower end hardware, I mean, a 750 Ti can do 1080p 30. That's great numbers in my book.
I don't have.
Let's reload my save. How many minutes am I? Yeah, let's get the other save. Escuché que tienen problemas con el Vsync. Sí, no trae la opción, pero se puede desactivar desde el panel de control de NVIDIA. For the people asking about Vsync, I disabled it with the NVIDIA control panel because it forces Vsync on you. So you can use another form of Vsync if you want. It will be better than this for sure. So yeah. Let's go to the other open area. Well, thank you, 7T Gamer Killvale. I appreciate that. So what was I saying? I forgot. Well, the performance mode, which is the dynamic resolution, is enabled because when you're fighting, it tends to drop quite a bit. But it only seems to drop the resolution in those cases. Other than that, it seems to be pretty consistent with the resolution. So yeah. Good stuff. Sí, lo trae por defecto, Sword. Te lo deja activado y no lo puedes desactivar si no vas a los drivers. Oh yeah, I was talking about Vsync. Thanks, Top Games. Have a nice day, man. Thanks for sticking around. So, there's a... Look at that. Yeah, the incline there is noticeable. So as I was saying, Vsync is on by default. There's no option to disable it. But you can disable it by going to the NVIDIA control panel. If you want to use something else. Thanks, Freshman. I appreciate that. Skippity skip, please.
Look at this. There's maybe.
Yeah. Let's go around. Yeah, for the 3070 is super fast. That's because the game, when you go over 60, changes the game speed. So lock it to 60 using Revatuner. That should give you normal game speed, basically. And that'll fix it up for you. Yeah, even looking into the distance is okay. So let's keep running. Anyways, so the 750 Ti can do 1080p 30. No 1080p 60, but that's fine. I wasn't expecting 1080p 60 on this card. Alright, let's stop recording this. We're going to do now 900p. I'm not expecting 60s on 900p either, but it's worth testing, I think. So 900p now. Okay, so let's drop it to low. Yeah, 50s, and nothing is going on here, so I'm going to keep it on high, like on 1080p. So 900p will be for 30 frames as well, at least right now. and we keep the performance mode going. So yeah, 720p 60 it is then. That's fine, it happens. Whoa, I messed up there. Let's fix the FPS counter. There we go. Okay, so this is now 900p high plus performance mode. Let's swap to the other PC. And we start recording. 900p, everything enabled. So let's restart the save file and try it once more, shall we? Your supporter here, love you Santiago. Well, thanks Karim Dizit for always being here. I remember your profile picture, you never changed it. So thank you, man, for all the support. You prefer locked 30 over unlocked frame rates? Well, same. But since this is a test on the GPU side, this is a benchmark, I do not lock it. But when I play, I always keep it locked to 30 or 60. Hola, Sagoto V4, ¿todo bien? Te saludo desde aquí, desde la República Oriental del Uruguay. I just said hi to someone in Spanish, don't mind me. Just a Spanish language going through. What's your setting in NVIDIA control panel? Is it all off? At the moment it's on fast sync, so you guys don't see the screen tearing. But in general I just force Vsync and that's about it. Is the graphic better or the same as Automata in your opinion? I mean, the graphics are worse than Automata, but it makes sense because this is an older engine with updated visuals, and Automata has the global illumination and all that good stuff. And it's a newer game, so it kind of makes sense. This is the older game with better graphics and a modified engine. So I'm not sure if this has global illumination. I don't think so. Maybe it does, who knows. Usually it's subtle. But visually I think Automata is better. But it's a different art style, I think. Automata is more metallic, to say it in some way. More wasteland style. This seems to have more color to it. Which kinda makes sense. In Automata it's like a dead world. This has more things going for it. So yeah. Legends Flame with integrated graphics. Well, you got that right. Hell yeah. Integrated graphics all the way, man. Can you say your name 4 times, please? Santiago, 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 Santiago. There you go. Hello, everyone. I'm Santiago, Santiago, and today I'm gonna be testing NieR Replicant version 1.22474487139 ... on the GTX 750 Ti. To skip to anything, do not press anything because this is live, you cannot skip, sorry. The Santiago intro is ASMR for my ears, well, good to know. That's your new fetish. Sí, corre mejor que el Automata. It runs better than Automata, yeah, that's for sure. My ears are blessed. Well, happy to bless them. Happy to bless them. Run, 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 run. All right. Hello there.
Did have
Popel.
I know. Oh,
Wow.
go. Oh,
1,000 gold. I'm rich.
Exactly.
She's
Don't work. But she.
Automata is more thick. Well, yeah. True. Without a doubt. Oh, hello there. Yeah. I love that line. Anyways, let's stop the recording now. Alright, so 900p. Let's disable very quickly the performance mode. Let's see if it makes any difference in this card. Probably not, because no effects are on screen. Okay, a few extra FPS so far. So yeah, I'll recommend you keep it on. So let's go for 720p now. We're doing a 60 frames mode and a 30 frames mode. So we go for low first, like this. Or maybe medium, yeah. Let's use the optimal settings, which will be like this. So now 720p. All right, let's fix the FPS counter. Excellent. FPS counter done. Let's lower it further. It doesn't seem to be enough. Yeah, let's put it on low. Okay. Little to no improvement, but hey, whatever. Let's start the recording. So we start recording, 720p, everything to the lowest, since usually guys ask me to do so. And performance mode going. Let's move the mouse away. And the status is now 720p low. Plus the performance mode. And that should be good. Let's see if we can get 60s even when fighting. I read the Steam reviews and the board is not bad, but it makes me sad that the game releases in a broken state. I mean, same here. The game appears to be great. Performance runs fine even on lower end hardware. But it lacks so many options. I mean, forced Vsync is already a bad thing. Going over 60 affects the game speed, so that's already terrible. But I mean, the game runs okay. And it also, well, the only bad thing about the performance there is that it drops when you are fighting, which is one of the big pillars of the game. But lowering the resolution helps fix that up. So yeah, as you can see, 60s is doable at the moment. Let's see once the fight breaks over. Oh, I forgot to reload the save. Stupid. There's not going to be any enemies if I don't go to the previous save file. My bad. Let's get there. Ahora vas a poder jugarlo. Bueno, me alegro, Franco. Sí, los precios están salados. Yeah, pricing in this game is pretty expensive. Come on, go, go, go. Let's destroy those monsters. Come on. Let's just spam the rolling button. Let's pretend this is Dark Souls. Reduced to atoms. Completely dead. Whoa. It wrecked me. That's fine. I would have done the same. Sí, todavía da pelea la 750 Ti. Yeah, even when fighting we're dropping into the high 50s, which is okay. 59 FPS, unplayable. What do you do for a living? I study and do this basically. I do this YouTube channel thing. I study and I repair computers. I'm trying to learn new things every day. So yeah, that's a good thing about living with your parents. You can afford to do so.
Okay, that should.
Is the graphical difference in performance mode too big? Performance mode is dynamic resolution, so I haven't noticed much of a big difference. It seems to be a lower resolution, but it doesn't seem to be a huge hit. I think the visuals are still maintained pretty well. Let's quickly disable that, just to show you. Performance mode off. I just use performance mode for the fight scenes. Other than that, it appears to be fine. Because in fight scenes, you get a lot of effects on screen that drops the performance pretty drastically, so to make it more consistent, I use the performance mode. So it drops frames, it drops resolution when necessary, which in the fights usually happens. So yeah, pretty useful option they put there. Probably the same option as the consoles. So yeah, good stuff. Let's stop recording and we do high setting 720p and we're done with it. So we go for high. Everything on high and no performance mode this time around. Let's just balls to the wall. So we do 720p high. Good. 720p high. Let's stop the recording. 720. No performance mode because, you know, 720p is more than enough. And come on, FPS overlay, show up. There we go. It showed up. We move this away. And let's reload the previous save. Pretty hilarious that an RPCS3 can run this 120, but the actual PC port has faster elements when going about 50, when going about 60. Yeah, that's pretty funny. But probably someone is going to fix it rather quickly on PC if the PS3 emulator has fixes for that. I mean, yeah, the PC version should be okay. Should be fixed rather quickly by the community, as usual with NieR games. F for las ovejas, sí, salado. Perdón, ovejas. Yeah, sorry for the sheep. I cannot contain myself. They always run away in Forza Horizon 4, so I might as well catch them in NieR. As you can see there, I'm a sheep killer in this game. It happens. Sorry. At least it's not a dog. I would be sad if I killed a dog in this game. So yeah, let's get those dark creatures out of the way. And as you can see, it drops into the 40s when I'm fighting. Yeah, I hope so, but it would be better if Square themselves fixed it. Well, yeah, of course. But that doesn't appear to be the way in NieR games on PC. Come on, attack me. Well, you didn't have to hit me, just attack me. Come on, I want to deflect. I want to look cool. There we go. I'm so cool. Yeah, the deflection mechanic works fine. It's very forgiving in that regard.
Okay, that should...
En portátil 1050 a 4G irá bien en Full HD. Sí, debería irlo más bien. En 1080p medio con performance mode. Some people are asking about the 1054 GB on a laptop. Should be 1080p medium with the performance option, the performance mode option, and lock to 60. 50 to 60 would be my expectation. So yeah. No, it's not Gamer Kill Bill. This is way before 2020, I think. Hey, Gaming Art. How's it going, man? Good seeing you. Sí, en 1366 x 768 debería llegar bien. Sí, sin problemas. Similar a 720. Alright. So we're good. Let's stop the recording and swap for the 1030. So we're going for 1080p. Since on the 1030 I already know what to expect because the 1050 Ti did well. The 750 Ti did well. We're going to right away put the options for the 1030 to be recorded, and that will be about it. And then we do the 1650 Super, of course. Yeah, let's keep it on high for the 1030. It should be more than capable in this old game. Yeah, probably going to be 30. I'll lower the... Now, let's keep it like this and we'll see. So, let's get out of the game now. And we swap to the 1030. ¿Qué gráfica sigue? La 1030. We do the 1030 and after that the 1650 Super. So, bye-bye computer. So, this will be 1080p high. GT 1030. And let's swap to my face. Hi. We're swapping GPUs now. We're doing the GT 1030 because popular demand, you know. So 750 Ti out, 1030 with single fan. Look at how cute this card is. So tiny and cute. All right. Me cuesta creer que la 750 Ti siga siendo tan rentable el día de hoy. Sí, tal cual. Yeah, guys, some people are saying in Spanish, which I agree, that the 750 Ti, it's still working in new games. That's pretty insane. I mean, I bought it in 2014. You get more than your money's worth from that card, that's for sure. It can run basically every game except a few exceptions. Did swapping the GPU damage the PCI Express? No, it shouldn't. It should be like 1,000 swaps before it breaks. So don't worry. If it ever breaks, I'm swapping the motherboard. And that's basically it. Go 1050 Ti. Yeah, the 1050 Ti already did it, so don't worry. Anyways, we open MSI Afterburner. We open the game now. You know how it goes. You know the drill. So we're doing 1080p high with performance mode. So we can get 30 frames per second. We turn on the controller, so the game will lag up for a few seconds. How old are you, Santiago? I'm 25. Alright, so I'll right away start recording. I already know what I'm getting into with this card. So this will be rather quickly. Don't mind me. Just testing the 1030. Once I can disable the overlay. Come on, overlay. Be gone, overlay. I need you, overlay. Okay, the button for the overlay is not working. Whatever. I'll record with the overlay on. That's fine. I didn't want to record anyways. So 1080p. Everything maxed out. Performance mode enabled. So let's go. Sabelo, Fanchi. Todos los días. Sin excepciones. A vos también, Sagot V4. Sin parar. Alright guys, so is 3200G or i3 better? It depends which i3. If it's an i3 10100F, it's better than the 3200G. The 3200G will be something similar to a 9100F. It's a little bit slower. So as you guys can see, now that I'm recording the 1030, on 1080p high plus performance mode, it's getting 30 frames per second. And it's probably going to stay that way, even when fighting. So yeah. Sabelo, Fanchi. Ese era el objetivo y lo logré. So as I was saying, when fighting, it's probably going to drop the resolution to compensate for the effects on screen. We'll see. So a moment of truth. I'm going to do the same thing on 900p. 900p high with performance mode. Because 60s on 900p is not doable on this card. You are one of the best PC benchmarking YouTubers. Love you a lot. Well, thank you, Mademan84. I appreciate that. Good to know that you enjoy the content. I enjoy making it, so yeah, it works for everyone. We keep fighting the dark ones. Saying the dark ones reminds me of the Last of Us. Metro Last Light. Alright, got him. And we stayed over 30.
That should.
Excellent. I think the 750 Ti has better performance. Yeah, it does. It does. And it makes sense. It's usually that way. I think it was like 38 frames in this part on the 750 Ti. So yeah. I mean, but the GT 1030 is one of those cards that you can actually buy nowadays. It's inflated in price, but for some people it's the only option at the moment. Alright, let's load the previous save file. So we can go to the more open location. ¿Vas a jugarlo toda la noche, Sword? Bueno, que te diviertas. Tremendo juegazo. I like the Santiago reviews, the GPUs that we can realistically buy. Well, that's the point of the channel. The issue now is that all the GPUs are difficult to buy. Even the cheap ones, like the 1030. But it's there. I mean, if you have no other option, you can at least see one of the cheaper ones in the channel.
I can't believe.
Bueno, Matías Capo, depende. En algunas cosas están mejor, en unas cuantas. Alright, so now I'm going to be running around a little bit, then swap to 900p, and then 720p, which on 720p low is probably getting 60s. Expectations, but you know how it goes. Bueno, Franco, me alegro muchísimo que te pudiera evacuar esas dudas. Que disfrutes el juego, si es que lo compras o lo descargas. La 570 ya la probaste, ¿no? Sí, rebobinar el stream y la vas a encontrar. Va lo más bien en la 570. I tried the 570 a little bit back in this live stream, so you can rewind and find it. It runs fantastically well on the 570. 60 frames on 1080p, super easy. Time for ships collection again. Yeah, gonna love that. Yeah. Completely love it. New upcoming Ryzen APUs are probably going to sell well in this GPU dropped. Yeah, agreed. Those will replace the 1030, probably, if you can buy them. But we'll see. Tenemos el asado, así que eso será el único bueno. Sí, tienes razón. Y no están los militares a la calle. ¿Cómo iría en una 1060 3 GB? Sí, debería lo más bien. Le pondría al mango en 1080p, va bien. Bajar las LODs en la 1060. Which one would be better, 1050 Ti or 570? The 570 will be faster, that's for sure. ¿Vas a probar el Core World de Epic Games? No sé qué es eso, pero gracias por la información. Alright guys, so enough 1030 on 1080p. Let's do 900p super quickly, so I stop the recording. I go back into the options. And as you will see, 900p will be over 30 all the time, just like on the 750 Ti. I'm just going to keep the performance mode in order to avoid drops when a fight goes on, basically. So yeah, that is what we are doing. So status 900p high with performance mode going on. So start recording 900p until seen on. Performance mode on for demanding parts, and that's basically it. So let's reload the previous save file, so we can fight the dark creatures again. Core World es un nuevo juego de Epic Games tipo Roblox, pero con mejores gráficos. Ah, bueno, Miguel, te agradece la información. Thanks for the information on Core World. I didn't know it was a thing. So it's basically Roblox with better graphics. Okay, sounds good. I might live stream it soon enough. I also want to do Chivalry 2. The closed beta, I might get a key, so I want to check it out as well. That or the CPU struggles while streaming assets. You can alleviate that by capping the game to 30, allowing the CPU to have some overhead for asset streaming. Well, makes sense. That's why usually I recommend locking the frame rate to something lower. Especially when you are limited by the GPU in the regards of the frame rate. If you don't get 60 and you want to aim for 30, instead of getting 40s, you can lock it to 30 and be done with it. And also the CPU works less, so yeah, that's a good recommendation. The dark things are Itachi's clones. I don't know who Itachi is, so I apologize for my lack of knowledge in that regard. Itachi sounds like Hitachi, the brand of electronics. And thank you so much, Space Larry, for the 2 Reais donation. Brazilian Reais, I think that is. Thank you so much for the donation, man. Highly appreciated. It says GTX 1050 Ti is almost $300 in Brazil. Dark times. Well, in Uruguay it's $400. So I understand your pain, man. Thank you for the donation once again. I appreciate it a lot. And I hope you can get a GPU soon. Hopefully. Thick dictionary. It's probably a dictionary on Tubi. Hey, do you know if the game runs under Windows 7? I have no idea, but it probably does. I mean, it's the X11. I'm going to check that in the requirements, but it probably does. Where are you from? I'm from Uruguay, a country that is next to Brazil, so I understand the pain of the Brazilians in that regard. Dinorio, it's anti-aliasing enabled. Yeah, the game does have a lot of jaggies. It also happens in my end. Try forcing 900p or 1080p using DSR. That should alleviate the jaggies a little bit. Your 1070 Ti is still going strong. Yeah, I mean, you still have a long time with that card. Great GPU. 1030 is the only GPU available, really. Well, in my country, yeah. In other places, I do not know. Reshade, maybe. Depends on the game, really. Maybe once we get mods, the mods allow us to inject some other ones. It's been hit or miss with Reshade for me, so I usually do not pay much attention to it. The only game where Reshade worked great for me was in Final Fantasy 15. That game looked so... I don't know, the edges were so soft that I needed to use a filter on it. Kind of a shame. Your rig is an i5 6500, 950 Extreme Edition gigabytes, and 16 gigabytes DDR4. Can I play it? Yeah, of course, man. It will be even better than what you see here. So don't worry, you'll be okay. 900p medium to low should be 60 frames pretty easily. Funny, I got a Radeon 7 work GPU only, custom loop Vega 64, main rig 580, 480 and 570, fully AMD GPU house, lol. Why do you have so many GPUs? If you don't mind me asking. I mean, I have many because I do the live streams and the testing, but what do you do? I mean, if you don't use them for work, you can sell them for a higher price and get some profit. Claudio Rojas, ¿todo bien y vos? It's funny, read that best investment. Yeah, literally.
Look at this.
Literalmente la 3060-80K ahora está 320 en Argentina, salado. Tuviste una suerte. Yeah, somebody's saying that it got a 3060 Ti, very cheap. And nowadays it's like 4 times or 5 times as expensive. So lucky them. How much RTX 2060 costs on your country? At the moment it's like $600 to $700, I think, or even more, $800, I think. Yeah, $700 to $800 right now. So yeah, my country is not affordable. Y muchas gracias, Matías Capo 72, por los 50 pesos argentinos. Gracias por el super chat, la donación directa al canal. Muchísimas gracias. Espero que andes bien. Y no pusiste ningún mensaje. Escribí algo. Así no quedo ahí. What's the GPU right now? GT 1030. After the 1030 we're doing the 1650 Super. Why is required a GTX 960? Because usually minimum requirements are for certain things. The GPU requirements here for the minimum as a 960 is for 720p 60 FPS. So this card can do 720p 60 on the lowest settings probably. Oh no, it's chasing me! Holy hell. It's way stronger than dark enemies. Am I going to die to a sheep? Well, a sheep, a goat. Get that. No hay stutter por ahora ninguna tarjeta. Sí, por ahora nada. Por ahora sin stutter. So far no stutter unless I disconnect my controller, which I don't usually do. But hey, it is what it is. Sweet, sweet revenge. Hell yeah. Anyways. So time to stop the recording. Yeah, I would say so. Good time to stop it. So let's now swap to 720p. ¿Qué dice Henry? ¿Todo bien? So 720p now, guys. And we are going for the lowest settings. So we can get 60 frames, hopefully. But we have performance mode enabled. Okay, data is saved. Wonderful. Oh, my bad. Hopefully I didn't do anything wrong here. Alright, so 720p low. So let's change the status to 720p. Whoa, my bad. 720p low plus performance mode. So we're aiming for 60 now. Or hang on, that I'm going to make the FPS counter smaller. For some reason my keyboard is not working out correctly. Huh, pretty odd. Okay, there we go. My keyboard wasn't working for some reason. Never mind then. There we go. Fixing the FPS counter now. I wish we had those Navi Ryzen APUs already. Yeah, it would be amazing to have those. Probably the performance will be a huge improvement. But hey, it is what it is. Start recording. 720p. Everything on the lowest. And performance mode enabled. So we can get those sweet 50 to 60 frames. We reload the save now. Because, you know, we like fighting in these games. How much will my 1366 by 768 60Hz monitor will sell? Hard to tell. Probably not a lot. Alright, over 50 in this part. So hopefully the performance mode allows us to get 50 to 60 while fighting. If not, it's still good numbers for me. It's at 1030 after all, so you're usually not doing more than 1080p. And 720p is a more common resolution, I would say. So yeah, 1650 will get 60 in all settings, I believe. Yeah, should be fine. Should be okay. Okay, effects showed up. We dropped into the low 50s. No big deal. We are good. Tengo entendido que la salida de NieR Replicant fue el día de hoy. Pero ¿alguien sabe por qué el 22 ya había unos videos de gente pasando el juego? Porque a los streamers les dieron, algunos streamers y algunos reviewers, les dieron el juego antes. Some people are asking why the game released today if yesterday there was people making videos finishing it. Well, that's because sometimes games are given away earlier to influencers, reviewers. I wasn't as lucky as them. I got the game on release day, so today, at the same time as everybody else. But some people sometimes get early access to the game before it releases to make content. I wasn't one of them. I got a review copy, thanks Square Enix for providing it. But I got it today, on day one. So I was able to play the game at the same time as you guys, as the people that bought it. So that's why you saw some videos before. Some people get copies early, that's how it goes. But I'm happy that they paid attention to my request and provided a copy. So again, thanks to them for providing a copy. Super useful to keep the channel rolling, basically. How well will the RX 580 perform? 1080p, max settings, 60 frames, basically. This should be completely fine on a 580. The 570 did that. So yeah, expect that. Just make sure that the LODs are not on maximum, that they are on high. If they are not on high, you're going to drop frames no matter what. Seems to be engine limitation. So yeah. Santiago, another question. Will arrive DLSS 2.0 to Warzone? I do not know. I think that DLSS on Warzone is already the DLSS 2.0, as far as I know. I might be wrong though. Corren las 750 Ti, sí, lo más bien, rebobina el stream y lo vas a encontrar. Guys, for the people asking about the 750 Ti, yeah, it runs fine, runs similar to this. You can rewind the live stream if you want to find it. But yeah, so far so good. Okay. Let's stop this recording. We now crank it up at 720p. So we put it on the highest now at 720 without any performance mode going on. What I was saying about LODs, do not put it on max, put it on high. On max, it destroys the performance and visually is basically the same. You're not going to notice it. So we start recording. 720p. Everything on high. No performance mode. Thank you very much. And this is high. So this is 720p high. For the people wondering. Let's go. Again, we reload once more the save file. You're experiencing ghosting in every game and it's not your monitor. Anyone know why? How do you know it's not your monitor? Just wondering. What makes you say that? Maybe it is your monitor. Alright. So 720p high. GT 1030 and the Electric Boogaloo, and it's from 2009. What do you mean? Oh, that monitor. Oh man, I got scared for a second. I thought, I mean, if it's an old monitor from 2009, ghosting can happen if it's an LCD display. El DLSS de AMD será mejor que la Nvidia y nunca se sabe. Hay que esperar y se verá. Some people are asking in Spanish if DLSS on the AMD cards is going to be better than on the Nvidia cards. And at the moment, we do not know. They've been super silent about it. Once we try it out by ourselves, we'll be able to know. But as of right now, we know nothing about the AMD equivalent, which would be Fidelity FX Super Resolution. ¿Has probado los 144 Hz? Sí, Marcos, y es muy fluido, pero en este juego se rompe el juego a 144. Anyways, let's keep fighting. Yeah, still over 30, so good. We're good to go. Hit me. Thank you. Now I can attack you. Holy hell, almost 3 hours into this live stream. It's one of the longest live stream I did, like, ever. That's insane. And I still have one GPU to go. Holy hell. I'm going to be tired today. 1080p low, please. I already did it. You can rewind the live stream for that. 1080p low, I mean, I didn't do it because it's nowhere close to 60, so no reason for me to do it. You can get 40s, but that's about it. 60s, nowhere close on 1080p low. Which is unfortunate, but hey. AMD's Super Resolution is only going to be better because it can be used on almost any card. Well, we do not know for sure, but if it is, great. As long as many games support it, it's going to be great. And again, the more cards that it can support, the better. But yeah, the drawback on the Nvidia side is that it requires an RTX card. So yeah, that's a good point. You have a lot of patience. Well, I try. I'm not that patient. I get tired kind of quickly sometimes. Alright, so neat. So the 1030 can play at 60 if you play at 720p low. So that's good to know. Anyways, let's stop the recording now. And let's swap now to the what? To the 1650 Super. So we get out of the game and we swap to the 1650 Super now. Excuse me a second, guys. We shut it down. So 1650 Super. I think the 2060 will be for tomorrow. I'm tired now. Too many GPUs. Alright. So we removed the 1030. Te estoy viendo desde una 1650 Super, bueno. Ponete contento. 1030, super cute, small card. Let's put it to the side. Time for the 1650 Super. Another tiny card. Come on. There we go. So yeah, I was going to do the, the 2060, but man, I'm so tired. 3 hours straight. Hi, how many FPS for the game to break? More than 60 and the game is going in fast motion. It's getting the wrong... yeah, it speeds up at over 60. Jim768 says, I love the long live streams. Well, I love doing them too, but I get super tired. But it's satisfying, pretty satisfying. Okay, I think we're in. Yeah, we're in. I feel like a hacker in a movie. We're in. So status, this is going to be 1080p high. No way around it. So yeah, let's launch the game now. The text is so tiny. Entonces en teoría sería mejor comprar una 1650, no hasta la escasez de gráficas. Sí, o sea, mientras no haya gráficas baratas, anda por esa. Por el momento es lo mejor que podés hacer. Somebody was asking if it was worth getting a 1650 nowadays with the GPU shortages, and yeah, if it is what you can afford, go for it. Not much of an option nowadays if you want to play games. Alright, so 1080p, everything on the highest, and no performance mode. I don't think we'll need it in this GPU, personally speaking. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Start recording, 1080p, everything maxed out. Alright. Oh, and I forgot to increase the size of the overlay. There we go. And let's put the mouse away. Alright, here we go. Once more, let's jump into the game. ¿De qué es el juego? Tiene demasiado este juego para explicarlo ahora. No sabría explicártelo. Te recomiendo que mires un review o juegues NieR Automata. Bueno, este para arrancar está bien también, pero es difícil que te lo explique desde acá. Alright, so highest settings, 1080p. So far, lock 60s, not even using half the GPU. To be expected, really. 1030, 750 Ti, 1050 Ti, 1650, 570, 1650 Super. Yeah, basically. And sometimes the 570 is slower if the game is better on the Nvidia side. Yeah. You got that right, mate. Yeah, so far so good. Let's kill some sheep. Alright, yeah, not flawless 60 so far. RX 550 equals GT 1030 equals Vega 11. Well, Vega 11 I think is a little bit slower than the 550. Not sure. Depends on a game-to-game basis and what RAM you're using on your CPU. Ahora una pregunta, ¿de dónde sos? Soy de Uruguay, Víctor. Un gusto conocerlo, señor. Alright, time to fight the dark things. Yeah, we're locked at 60, even with effects showing up. So, completely fine. Completely flawless. So if you have a 1660 Super, like the recommended requirements, you're more than fine for 60 frames on 1080p. So yeah, it runs amazingly well. The 2060 will be the same then. Will be locked 60s, no matter what. So yeah. Come on, there we go. Nice. Got them all. ¿Es una beta o el juego? Esto es el juego final. Está en Steam. Still 9,000 times better than all the Intel GPUs, but yeah, not amazing. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, almost anything is better than those high GPUs from Intel from before. I'm glad that AMD is doing better on the integrated graphics side of things. More people can access games nowadays, so always a plus. No offense, but this game looks and plays like a huge letdown compared to the original NieR. People over there on Steam hate it too. What do you mean on the... You mean the original NieR Replicant? This plays worse than the original from the PS3? That's what you're saying? I'm not judging. I genuinely do not know. That's why I'm asking. In what way it's worse? Good evening, Paradise Decay. How's it going, man? Yeah, it looks good. Considering the numbers now, looking good. On performance. Then on options on PC, not great. Options, I mean, force Vsync and game speed locked to the frame rate over 60. Game speed affecting the frame rate when going over 60, better said. What do you recommend to fix ghosting if it's not the monitor? I don't know what else it could be. Maybe a bad cable, a bad setting on the monitor, reinstalling the drivers maybe. Maybe a cable. Sometimes cables can do a lot of bad. Yeah, I had a broken DisplayPort cable once, and it was doing some weird stuff. So maybe change the cable, try a different cable. And make sure that the monitor settings are with the response time at the lowest possible, or on normal to avoid the... Yeah, maybe if your monitor can use the overdrive mode, disable it. The overdrive mode sometimes gives you weird ghosting artifacts. It's usually called response time in the monitor settings. Yeah, when the GPU market normalizes, yeah, that we don't know when, probably next year, but I'll be here for that and still testing GPUs, so yeah, I'll stabilize eventually. Now that there are vaccines coming out, it's going to be better, that's for sure. It's no surprise that the 1650 Super plays this well. It's a really good GPU. Yeah, agreed. All right. I think I'm done with this resolution. As you can see, completely fine. So we stop recording. Let's do now 1440p. Let's see if that gives us 60s all the time. Let's hope. Fingers crossed. This looks and reminds me of Zelda. Well, makes sense. In some way, in some odd way, it makes sense. Okay, 1440p, we're getting low 50s. Maybe I need to lower some stuff, but we're doing it later. Now we're going to reload the save right away. Okay, nice. So this is now 1440p high. Let's see how it goes. Should be okay. Yeah, it's dropping below 60, but maybe we stay over 50, who knows. About to record. Did you see Resident Evil 4 extra footage for VR? Yeah, I did. It looks amazing. I hope they finish it soon. I want to play it, at least on a friend's VR headset or something. Looks super interesting. I want to see I don't know, see the merchant, to see if he's taller than me or something. That would be fun. And shooting in VR in that game is probably going to be amazing. Okay, 1440p high. Let's see. Juego favorito. Tengo muchísimos juegos que me encantan. No sabría decirte uno. Resident Evil 4 es uno de mis favoritos. Ahora que justo hablaba de ese juego. I want to play Red Dead 2, but I can't. Why not? GPU shortages? If that's the case, well, more power to the vaccines so we can get out of this faster. Never mind. What do you mean? 1440p will be stable 60. Oh, yeah, never mind. Yeah, I think with the performance mode plus medium settings is probably going to be 60s. Yeah, it's already dropping into the 40s. But that's fine. This is the highest settings, so kinda to be expected. It will be a life size. I think you will be impressed. You're welcome. Might try my headsets anyway. Any day. Well, record it and upload it to YouTube once you do. It will be interesting to see. Come on, hit me. Gotcha. The GTX 1650 Super is a sleeper beast. Hell yeah. Doesn't use a lot of power. That's great.
Okay, that should...
Got them all. Got them all. ¿Sabes algo de lo que dijo Square Enix que saldría una versión mejorada de Automata como la de Microsoft Store en Steam? Sí, vi pero no sé nada nuevo. Oh guys, some people are asking about the NieR Automata patch for Steam. Well, Square Enix made an announcement that they're working on a patch for the Steam version. We know nothing new on that front. So once I do, I'm going to make videos, don't worry. I'll keep you up to date once I know more. 1066 gigs or 1650 Super, whichever one is cheapest. The 1650 Super is usually a little bit faster on newer games, especially the ones with DX12 and Vulkan. But you get less memory, so I don't know. Get the one that you like the most. Those are ship man size. Yeah, they're huge. Okay, time to stop the recording. So we're going to try something different. We're going to try medium settings, basically. So we drop the shadows to medium, the LODs to medium, and let's see if this with the performance mode gives us 60s. Alright, it doesn't, so we're dropping the ambient occlusion. Too bad I have to sacrifice that, but hey, it's for the greater good. So this is 1440p medium. Plus performance mode. So hopefully this gives us 60s or 50 to 60 at the very least. This is super similar to the 570 now that I'm looking at these settings. So yeah, you gotta sacrifice that cool ambient occlusion, but hey. Let's reload the save file and get back into the game. Alright, does Turing GPUs run? What do you mean? Yeah, the Turing GPUs should be fine. They're usually higher end. Alright, let's go. Okay, 60, good. Good. Still drops into the 50s, but as long as we're over 50, I'll be happy. ¿Estás ansioso por el Days Gone? Sí, por supuesto. Sí, tengo tremendas ganas de probarlo. A 60 FPS con teclado y mouse. Alright. Valhalla and Mafia. What? Will you be testing Chivalry 2? Yeah, I will. Not sure if I'm doing the beta, but I'm doing the full game, that's for sure. If I get access to the beta, I might, but I'm not sure if I will be waking up on time for that on Monday. We'll see. Gotcha. Okay, so far over 50. Let's see if that keeps up. Okay, it seems to. Let's deflect some attacks now, so we get more sparks on the screen. Come on, attack me, please, mister. There we go. Thank you, sir. So kind of you. Currently waiting on new MMORPGs. Nice. Those are usually... Yeah, I never hear about MMORPGs releasing new ones. Those usually are pretty... Yeah, there's like 5 to 7 popular ones, like Final Fantasy XIV I think is one of them. But then I never hear anything new about MMORPGs releasing. Kinda odd. RX 580 or 1650 Super, depends on the game really. I will go RX 580 8GB. If it's a 4GB version, well, I will probably go for the 1650 Super in that case. It usually manages video memory better on the video card. Best GPU right now is the one you can find on MSRP. Yeah, exactly. You got that right. Alright, I think this is enough for 1440p. Let's now do 4K and be done with it. I'm super tired. So 4K, we disable the performance mode and we keep it on medium, basically. It doesn't need to be anything more than that, really. It's 4K after all. So this is 4K medium. And no performance mode, thank you very much. So let's start with the recording. I can tell you're tired, well, good to know. Yeah, I'm usually not this tired, but it's been a while since I did a long live stream. This is 3 hours in, talking non-stop, so... Yeah, it's getting a little bit difficult to stay awake. But hey, I love what I do, so it's okay, I don't mind. Hola, José Neira Leiva, ¿todo bien? ¿Ya probaron los 570? Sí, va lo más bien a 1080p, 50-60 FPS. Alright, 4K, medium settings. Here we go. Yeah, give me that herb. I can't even buy a CPU right now. Oh man. Sorry to hear that. But the situation will stabilize soon, don't worry. Me alegro, José, me alegro. You have a GT... Oh, at 240 GE. Okay. Vega 3. Oh, okay, you upgraded to a GT 1030 over a Vega 3. That's a big improvement, that's for sure. Well, enjoy, man. Albeit through 327. I can barely talk, holy hell. What's going on with me? Bueno, cuando aparezca ahí, Matías, lo vas a poder jugar. ¿Qué tal una 590 para 1080p? Lo más bien, debería darte lo más bien con una 590. People are asking about the RX 590. Yeah, more than enough for 1080p, no worries. You'll be completely fine, sir. Alright, we're almost done with this. So far so good, 4K 30 frames. It's similar to the 570 so far. Although it seems to be more stable on the Nvidia card, which is interesting. Come on, attack me. I'm waiting for ya. Come on, man. There we go. GPU is getting expensive, sad. Well, yeah. It is what it is at the moment.
Okay, that should take.
¿Qué A tiene el juego? Creo que es FX A. Es uno bastante crudo. Sí, no está muy bueno el anti-aliasing. Not sure which anti-aliasing option is this game using, but it's not great. Although at 4K, there's barely any jaggies. Are you planning to buy a 3090? No, too expensive. It's like 2K, $3K in my country. No, I don't have that kind of money. Maybe one day, but not today. If I once win the lottery or something, I might. Why not? Just for the hell of it. But there's some coming: Phantasy Star Online New Genesis, Alien Accent Infinite Realm, Amazon's New World. Oh, okay. I didn't know that there were so many MMORPGs coming. That's interesting. Para que bajar resoluciones el TA queda muy bien. Sí. No destruye tanto la imagen. Alright. Let's get to the cool part again. Come on, let's go. Let's go find Jonah, friend of Lara Croft from Tomb Raider. Jonah! Alright, almost there. You see me rolling, they hating. I don't know why that song is stuck in my head so often. Don't you ever buy a 38? It's unrealistic. Yeah, I mean, if I buy it, it's to do rendering and the live streams. It's not to do videos. So don't worry, Mario Tainaka. I know what my channel is about. So don't worry. If I buy a high-end GPUs to render videos faster, basically. Which I don't usually need to because I have a lot of time to keep them streaming. To keep them rendering in the background. Why did the Yakuza Kiwami 2 use the Dragon engine is so demanding? Well, I do not know, but the game looks amazing. And plays great. Nice looks, nice looks. Let's roll all our way into that building over there. Nvidia also has less overhead and CPU utilization. It depends. Nvidia now is worse in that regard. In some games I saw better frames on the AMD cards when CPU limited. Also Hardware Unboxed made a video testing that. On the newer cards, AMD is doing better on the CPU overhead than Nvidia, which is kind of interesting. The tables flipped. I want to know if the game is well optimized. It runs fine, considering the GPUs we're using. But it needs more options. It needs some fixes on the forced Vsync. Well, the game speed goes faster if you are over 60 frames. You know, all that. If they fix that, it will be a lot better, that's for sure. I have reached out to my Oculus contacts, see if I can get you a Quest 2, buddy, fingers crossed. No, Paradise Decay, don't do it. Thanks, I appreciate it a lot, but do not do it. I live very far away, and I'm not going to be able to get it. I mean, I appreciate that, but it's probably not going to be a good idea, since I probably cannot record footage for it either, so... Yeah, I don't know. Thanks for the offer. I appreciate it a lot, but don't do it. Don't do it. In my country, it's difficult to get things into the country if I didn't buy them. But I appreciate it. Thanks for looking out for me. Se ve buenardo. Sí, corre bastante bien. Esto es 4K, así que... Anyways. Thank you guys so much for watching this live stream. As you can see, the game on budget GPUs runs okay. Has some issues. But yeah, you can play it on many GPUs nowadays. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this live stream. Thanks for Square Enix for providing a copy of the game. I appreciate it a lot. And I'll see ya next time. Bye guys. And tomorrow maybe the 2060 will be shown. We'll see. See ya later. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Love you all. See ya.